John and Terry, it's not Times Square, but it's the place to be. A spectacular day in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Michigan Stadium, 108,000 strong as we get set for the Pac-10 against the Big Ten. Our holiday weekend bash presented by AT&T Wireless begins at the Big House, and it's a battle between the Huskies of Washington and the Wolverines of Michigan. Hi again, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler with Bob Greasy. This is the first matchup this year of two top 10 teams. In Greece, they played last year. Washington pulled an upset with just a couple of big plays. But as you come into this season, Washington's got questions about their running game. I don't think anybody questions the defense of Michigan. With that in mind, are we going to see the ball in the air for the Huskies?
Well, neither team finished strong last year, and neither offense played well last year. For the Huskies to have a chance today, they're not going to be able to run against Michigan's defense. They got to make some big plays, and they've got some big playmakers. Cody Pickett, last year, the quarterback, he's in his 4th season now. Last year, had a lot of injuries, had an off season. He's had surgery, he's back and ready to play. He can make plays. And Reggie Williams was a freshman last year, true freshman, 60 passes he caught, freshman All-American. He is special. Watch him play today.
Talking about the offense is not playing well at the end of the year, John Navarre took a lot of criticism from the fans here in Ann Arbor, and Brian Greasy knows as well as anybody how tough it is. We've heard about a new-look Michigan offense. Is that true or false as we come into this?
Well, first of all, quarterbacks, too much credit when you win, too much blame when you lose. Navarre didn't deserve all that. He had a lot of help. A lot of players graduated from that team. But what he has to do is just come in. Terry Malone's a new offensive coordinator. It's not going to be anything new and different. They're going to try and run the ball. They'll spread it around, but Navarre has to make some plays for this team to win. They've got the defense to do it. Now can they do the offense?
There comes the veteran group of Wolverines. They have Rose Bowl aspirations, as do the Huskies of Washington. We'll talk more about it when we come back to Ann Arbor in a moment. Back at Michigan Stadium, we get set for the Huskies and the Wolverines, two teams with high expectations for this coming season. And with more on that, we go to the third man in our team. Down in the crowd is Lynn Swan. Swanee?
Brad, I referred to this game as a mouthwash game. That's right, mouthwash. You see, at the end of last season, both teams had a bad taste in their mouth. They had unacceptable 8-4 seasons, and they lost the last 2 games. To add a little spice to it, Michigan lost this game in Seattle, even though the defense didn't allow Washington's offense to score a touchdown. You may not like it, this being the first game of the year, but it has national implications, and it'll be a yardstick to measure the Big Ten versus the Pac-10. Over 107,000 people are here to watch the game this afternoon, and in a short period of time when we come back from commercial, we're going to have a kickoff and find out just who will have a good taste left in their mouth from this afternoon.
Michigan with a 1-game lead in the series, this being the 12th matchup. As Swanee said, last year it was Washington with a big quarter, really, is all they did against Michigan to win 23-18. 4 of those 11 previous meetings have come in Rose Bowls, and that's what these two teams are hoping for this year. Rick Neuheisel, his 4th year as the head man at UW, 26-10. Before that, the head man at Colorado. He's been here as an assistant coach and a head coach at Colorado. In the Big House against Lloyd Carr. Lloyd's 2-1 against Rick. He's in his 8th season. That's his overall record, 66-20. And over the last 6 years, one of the best records of any coach in college football.
Just to finish up on the series, Washington has won 5 of the last 7 games between these two schools.
So Michigan won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half. Philip Brabs will tee it up for Michigan. And that is going to be an area to watch for the Wolverines. They were spoiled for so long with Hayden Epstein as their place kicker, kickoff man, back deep, Charles Frederick and Nate Robinson. And both are dangerous. Frederick is a speedster. Robinson is a second-generation Husky. You remember his daddy, Jock, who was an MVP in a couple of bowl games. He's a true freshman. And we are underway in Ann Arbor. Frederick is 5 yards deep. He'll take a knee. So the Huskies will start from their own 20-yard line. And bringing them out will be their quarterback. The guy that Bob talked about, Cody Pickett. And he's a tough customer. Played about half of last season with a separated shoulder. And he showed us his shoulder yesterday and said, well, it's a lot better now. You should have seen this thing. it's still got a bone sticking up about 2 inches where it's not supposed to be. The junior, there's his numbers from last year.
Should have seen what it looked like before that.
That's what he said.
That's what he said, yeah.
From the 20, and he'll start with 3 wide receiver offense. Reddick joins Williams and Arnold. Rich Alexis is the single setback. And Pickett wants to throw on first down and does, and finds his tight end out in the flat. Going to be a short gain, 2 or 3 for Kevin Ware. And it's Cato June in on the stop for Michigan. The Alamo Car Rental starting lineup for the Huskies. Here's the big uns up front. Barnes and Butler, Backert. Dan Dix starts for Elliott Zajac, who broke his leg. He was one of their captains. Alexis, can he carry the load in the backfield? Tuiasosopo, the fullback. Ware, Williams, and Arnold round out the starting lineup. Rich Alexis now out as a wide receiver.
Empty backfield.
So Pickett obviously is going to throw across the middle. A little drag route out to about the 27, 28-yard line is Charles Frederick. And Victor Hobson made the stop defensively for Michigan. For the Wolverines, a stout defense. We talked about it. These guys are all experienced. Rumashek, Hoyer, Lazarus, and Orr, the front 4. The linebacking core, Hobson's the captain. Kaufman, a newcomer in there, and Carl Diggs. And the secondary, one of the better ones around. Marlon Jackson, freshman All-American last year. Drake and June, great safeties. Marcus Curry mans the other side. And there's Marlon Jackson, and a lot of times he'll be head up with Reggie Williams, another freshman All-American wide receiver for the Huskies. Pickett on 3rd and 3. Hit his tight end. It looked like he hit him right in the arm, but he didn't turn quick enough. And it's 4th down.
A lot of substitutions, a lot of specialty on defense and offense on the first 3 plays. Washington comes out 3 passes, 3 short drops. Nothing's changed. They still have to punt the football. They were not going to try and run against that Michigan defense right out of the box.
Back deep is Julius Curry as Derek McLaughlin is set to punt. McLaughlin had all kinds of trouble last year with getting punts blocked, and let's see if Michigan wants to force the issue the first time out of the blocks. They appear to have the return out. They got relatively close, and it's not a good kick. And out of bounds to give Michigan great field position at about the 39-yard line.
You're right, Brad. He had 5 blocked last year, one of them against Michigan. I'm sure he had bad memories, and there was a little pressure on him on that kick.
There's John Navarre. Bob and I talked about him. He's down about 15 to 18 pounds. Says he can feel the difference. Lighter on his feet. Looked like pretty good numbers, but a lot of those interceptions came in the last 34 ball games of the season.
11 interceptions in the second half of the season.
After a 6-1 Michigan start, things started to unravel, and he felt the pressure of being the man under center for the Wolverines. From their own 39. They want to get him in rhythm, and they throw it out to B.J. Askew. Tiptoes out of bounds at about the 42. So they pick up 3 or 4 yards on the opening play of the season. Here's the Alamo offensive lineup for Michigan. Morgan, Boz, Pearson over from the defense to play center. Petruzzello and Tony Pape switches from left to right tackle to try to help their running game a little bit. Perry and Askew in the backfield. We'll see them a lot together. Benny Japrou is the tight end. Edwards and Bellamy the starting wideouts. Pick up a 4 on the first play. 2nd down, 6. Bellamy in motion. Here's the give, and a big opener inside for Perry, and he's going to go. Chris Perry on the 2nd play of the season. Touchdown, Michigan. '57-yard touchdown.
Well, they said there'd be some changes made, be more of an attacking offense. That looked like one of the running plays from last year. Just better execution by the offensive line.
B.J. Askew says, I don't like to block necessarily, but I will. And I think he's the guy that got the key hit. Grabs in for the point after. Just that quickly, Michigan has struck. 7-0 Wolverines.
Go back and take a look. Petruzzello and Pearson, these 2 linemen. The ball's going to go right up through here. Take a look at it. There's the blocking up front. Petrozello on his man. Now you get through the hole. Now look at the hole you got to run through. You got one man. The back has to beat somebody, and Perry just beats him.
Career long run for Chris Perry. Only his 5th career start. 57 yards, 7-0 Wolverines.
That's just good execution up front by the offensive line. Poor tackling.
Frederick, 3 yards deep, won't bring it out. And again, Washington, second kick return, second touchback. There's Chris, almost 500 yards on the ground last year. His only 100-yard game was against Bowling Green as a freshman 2 years ago.
Get the feeling that the emphasis is going to be more on Chris Perry this year than on B.J. Askew, who was the key guy in the backfield last year. Askew has now moved to fullback. Perry's in at halfback.
He's the guy that got that seal block on the inside linebacker, though, that helped spring it. First down from the 20. And now on the ground of the Huskies, and Alexis puts his head down, and Rich Alexis got 4, almost 5. Cato June up to make the stop. Rich Alexis also lighter this year. He's lost a considerable amount of weight and has made him quite a bit quicker. Leading returners for Washington. We talked about Cody Pickett. 2,400 yards passing. Alexis close to 400 on the ground. And Reggie Williams we have not seen yet, but you can bet we will.
This offense last year in the nation got it done through the air. They were 16th through the air passing in the nation, 96th rushing.
They'll try the ground again. Alexis got the corner. Might have gotten enough for the first down. Got out, it looks like, across the 30-yard line right in front of the Michigan bench. So they're trying to establish a little bit of a ground game, too. That'll help their play-action passes. And you know pretty soon they're going to look for number 1, Reggie Williams.
And you know, first 3 plays of the game today, they threw the football. They didn't throw it to Williams, but they came out and threw the football. And if Michigan defensively learned anything, says, hey, they're loosening this up already. Don't play the run. And now Washington comes back, picks up a first down on 2 running plays. Good play calling. Keith Gilbertson, the offensive coordinator.
2 tight end set. Williams trots out into the slot on the left side, and now he'll be the motion man. First down, Huskies. They'll stay with Alexis. This time about a yard, and that's about it. Zach Kaufman, the inside linebacker, the first one there.
Kaufman is playing in there. First start today for the young junior, Zach Kaufman. Larry Foote and Brackens, the 2 inside linebackers from last year, have graduated. Todd Howard was the only other defender on that Michigan defense that they lost. 8 guys returning from the defense that ranked 12th in the nation overall last year.
How tough it is to move it against him. And they didn't get much that time. A yard, second down, and 9. Pickett looks like he's changing things up at the 31-yard line. Comes up firing. Throws it outside. Near the 37 is Charles Frederick. Frederick, quite a story. He's a guy that one of 3 players who came out of the same high school down in Lake Worth, Florida, and has been homesick at times. Left one time last year. Didn't know if he was going to return to the football team. And then spring practice after playing football, or rather basketball, with a Husky team. Kind of burnt out. And he took off from spring practice for a day or 2. And Rick Neuheisel said, you're going to have to earn your way back. Well, he apparently has.
Yeah.
Third down and 3. Last time Michigan stopped them on their 3rd down attempts, and now they're bringing everybody up close, and it pays off. The ball is loose. Michigan, I think, has got it. They do. Julius Curry is the guy that comes up with a big play. Cato June caused the fumble.
Jim Herman, the defensive coordinator, said one of the things we want to do this year that we didn't do last year defensively is knock the ball out, get more turnovers, get the takeaways. Zach Hoffman, number 37. I don't know if Stevens, 13, knocked it out or what, but it was close to him.
Curry's the guy that comes up with a fumble recovery.
Just good, aggressive defense by Michigan. Great field position.
Did they go for the home run on the first play here?
Yes, they would.
Play action. Here comes Navarre. There it goes. Got a man just overshot Braylon Edwards. He had him open by a step.
Even though the defense has an inkling that you might go for a big play after a turnover on their side of the 50-yard line, you still got to play it. You still got to make the play. It's a good call by Terry Malone, the new offensive coordinator. I'm sure Lloyd Carr is happy with that. This offense for Michigan needs to open it up.
There's their
They've
sudden
been
change.
too predictable, Brad.
That's their sudden change from last year. And that sudden change, they went for all of it. Navarre had time, just overshot his man. So it's 2nd down and 10. Navarre, quick toss outside, in and out of the hands, and almost picked off. Ronald Bellamy had it. And he got popped by Derek Johnson, the sophomore cornerback, when the ball came loose. So 3rd down and 10.
The throw is right there. Bellamy just doesn't hold on to it. Just a little behind him. He was continuing on his route. These receivers, you know, this ball is not always going to be perfect. You're going to have to get on your route and then adjust. Be alert to adjust your route.
So it's 3rd down and 10. Bellamy, the motion man. Navarre, plenty of time. Down the middle. 1st down inside the 20. Tyrese Butler with the grab. Pickup of 18 on a 3rd and 10. Let's check in with John Saunders in New York. John.
Brad, time for the Olive Garden update. UConn against BC. UConn comes into the Big East in 2005. Dan Orlovsky here, 19 yards to Sean Felddyson for the touchdown. They missed the point after, but UConn leads BC 6-0.
Those Huskies up, these Huskies down. 7-0 Michigan. And the Wolverines in the red zone again at the 18-yard line on the 1st down toss to Butler. Here's a counter to Perry. And Perry down to about the 16-yard line. Picked up a couple. The Alamo defensive front for Washington. Kaya Ellis with a couple of bad knees is starting. Stevens, Johnson, and Hopoy on the front wall. Jafar Williams, Ben Madavi, 2 captains. Joe Lobendine, the other backer. And in the secondary, Johnson's, who made a nice play already. Carruthers and Newell, the safeties, and Rock Alexander, the other corner. And he had a huge play last year that helped turn the Washington-Michigan game around. But right now, it's the Wolverines threatening again, leading by a touchdown with 9:40 left 1st quarter. Navarre wants to throw a screen, does. Askew had to break 1 tackle just to try to find some room, as Washington blew that up nicely. Marquise Cooper is the guy that kind of stuffed that thing.
Yeah, he saw it all the way. He read the lineman sliding out and was in the pocket of the receiver Askew all the way.
So it's another 3rd and 10 situation. And the last time they came up with this, it was Navarre to Butler down the middle. Let's see what they do here. Quick drop. Quick throw in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, B.J. Askew, who curled out of that backfield, and Ben Madavi let him have it. So that's going to force a field goal situation. And this has been a huge question mark all the way through spring ball and the fall camp leading up to this game, is how good a kicking game Michigan would have. And Philip Brabs has showed us his leg with 2 kickoffs for touchbacks, but we haven't seen him in a field goal situation yet. So a good look at Ben Madavi, who forced the 4th down. 36-yard field goal attempt by Philip Brabs. The kick on the way, and he missed it to the left. So the question mark remains. No good. Wolverines with an opportunity to add to their lead, but they come away missing a 36-yard field goal with 9:24 remaining in the 1st quarter.
Didn't do much with a great opportunity, great field position on the fumble by the Huskies. That's a plus for Washington. Offensively, they turned it over. Rick Gonzalez tell them, hey, all right, let's go out there and make some plays, move it down the field.
Go back to their regular game plan now.
I don't think their regular game plan, though, is going to be a pounded-out type of thing, though. Never against this team. You're not just going to take it 15, 16 plays against this Michigan defense. You got to have some big plays.
Pretty soon they're going to try Reggie Williams and Marlon Jackson. They're to the top of your screen. Pickett's looking the other way, and now comes back, or wanted to, but he pays the price. Dan Rumashek, who had 7 sacks last year and was all Big Ten's, got his first one of 2002.
This Michigan defense led the nation in sacks last year with 50. Rumashek, 92, just gets inside of the tight end. The back can't get him, and that's just easy picking. Tight end and a back trying to block Rumashek.
Forget it.
Now, all the defensive linemen in the meeting tomorrow or the next day will give him heck. That's not a real sack. You didn't have a lineman blocking you.
It was good enough to drop Pickett for an 8-yard loss. Quick throw to Arnold. And he got it back out across the original line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up a 3rd down situation that should give him an opportunity anyway. Paul Arnold, one of the captains. If they get it in his hands, he's a guy that can blaze down the field in a hurry.
43 receptions last year, 4 for touchdowns, averaged over 15 yards per reception. They've got some players that can make plays.
Cody Pickett says, I don't want to force things. I've got enough playmakers. If I get it in their hands, they can do the work for me. Well, he's got his work cut out again because it's 3rd down and 7. Straight drop. Has to hurry it across the middle and got it complete to Frederick, and he's got a 1st down. There's another one of those playmakers out to the 37. When Frederick did return after being indefinitely suspended from practice, his attitude improved, and they said the play of this wide receiver definitely improved.
Yeah, he's just going to come down, cross the field, and Cody Pickett is going to do a nice job of holding it until he clears, and that's a nice 1st down for Washington. It's important that they pick up some 1st downs to get some of the momentum away from Michigan.
They'll get a little bit of room to work now. 1st down just inside their own 38-yard line. Whoa. Alexis met in the backfield in a hurry. Man, did that get stuffed. And it was Grant Bowman, the junior defensive tackle, who just took his would-be blocker out of the way and put his helmet right in the middle of Alexis' gut.
You talk to any offensive coordinator in the Big Ten or anybody that plays Michigan, they'll tell you that Michigan's defensive line stunts and moves and slants more than any team almost in the country.
Just when you think they're going to be somewhere,
yeah,
they're not.
No, if they line up right over you, they're probably not going to come straight off.
Now the Huskies go back to a 2 tight end set. Watch the shifts at the snap. And they do a stunt up front. Finally, a throw out complete, but Reggie Williams takes himself down.
Well, that was the first play. 13 plays had gone by, and that was the first time that Reggie Williams had touched the ball.
Bob and Brad, you were talking about Charles Frederick as he comes back in the ball game. Although Rick Neuheisel treated him extraordinarily fair and gave him an opportunity to come back to the team, he caught a tremendous break in training camp when Paul Arnold was injured, and he got all the reps. That really made the difference in him playing this afternoon.
That's exactly right. And he's got a couple catches already. He's part of the 3 wide receiver group. Michigan thinking about a blitz.
They're not thinking, they're coming.
Here they come. There's the slant. Williams hangs on to it, and he's got a 1st down at midfield. They did it right in front of Marlon Jackson. They're 2 freshman All-Americans, 1 on offense, 1 on defense, and we'll see a lot of them today. And it kind of reminds you of Charles Woodson and David Boston.
Yes, I remember that. We were here for that battle, and here's going to be a good battle. 2 true sophomores, freshmen last year, top guys coming out of high school battling. But I like what Cody Pickett did. He looked up there, he saw the blitz was coming, he delayed his count, they backed off, and then they came back, and he just calmly completed the pass.
7th play of the drive. Alexis with a stiff arm. He still lost a yard. Nice play by Carl Diggs, who forced that play outside. Curry's the guy that finally put him down, but Diggs, the linebacker, stretched that thing out. Coming up tonight, Notre Dame head coach Ty Willingham leads the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame for the first time. They'll battle the defending ACC champ Terrapins of Maryland. The Kickoff Classic is our holiday weekend bash presented by AT&T Wireless. Continues tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. ABC Sports, the class of college football. Don't forget, you can chat with Terry Bowden every Tuesday afternoon on ESPN.com. Keyword ABC Sports.
That'll be an interesting game tonight.
Yes, it will.
Notre Dame with the new coach, Maryland coming back, 2nd year.
Pickett, play action. Flushed from the pocket again. He's going to keep it, and he paid the price. Hello, Victor Hobson. Whew.
He didn't listen to us.
No, we told him to get down.
Talking to him yesterday, we said, Cody, scrambling's all right, you know, but protect that shoulder. When it's over, the party's over. Get down. We tell every quarterback
yes,
that.
Yes, we do. Nobody listens.
Well, they're all competitive, and they want to get everything that they can. Lazarus, 97, and Hoyer, 90, is the guy that flushes him out. I don't think he knows Rumashek is behind him, but it's Hobson that gets it.
3rd down and 9 now. Pickett has time. Flares it out to Alexis. Can he get to the sticks? Not quite. It's going to be 4th down and about a yard.
Neuheisel is one of the coaches that goes for it on 4th down more than most.
Well, last year, 68% was pretty good.
Yep.
They were 13 of 19 in 4th down conversions last year. Although he has said, I've gotten a little more conservative. I know that you have to play field position football against a team like Michigan.
That's for sure.
And so he's going to punt it here.
Yep. Because it's like a chess game. It's like a chess match. Field position is a big part of playing Michigan.
Michigan's not buying it. They've only got a 4-man rush. They're thinking maybe a fake punt here.
Yeah, they're playing defense. They're not playing punt rush.
Exactly. McLaughlin, though, will kick.
Watch your head!
And try to get it to this near corner. Let's see how he does. Just a little too much. About a yard wide of the pylon down there, or it would have been a pretty kick. As it is, it's Michigan in front, 7-0. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by AT&T. Welcome to M-Life, AT&T Wireless. Chevy, the cars you can depend on, the cars that last. We'll be there. Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. And Alamo, the official rental car of the American Vacation. Packed house, beautiful day. The Big House Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor, where the Wolverines at home lead by a touchdown, courtesy of Chris Perry's 57-yard run earlier. Terry Johnson makes a tackle on B.J. Askew after a pickup of about 3. Final 4 minutes here of the first quarter. Lloyd Carr is 8th year as a head coach. And when they score first, he's pretty good at home. 24-1. 2nd down 7. Both wideouts split to the left side, and now Ronald Bellamy goes in motion toward the ball. Navarre looking the other way. Plenty of time over the middle. Wanted to go to Bellamy. Had the ball tipped. And it's incomplete. Madavi got a hand on it again. Madavi's a frisky one. Their captain linebacker out of Mercer Island, Washington. And one of the bridges that connects Seattle.
He's an ex-walk-on, Madavi. To earn his scholarship. Led the team in tackles last year. Good player.
Ben was telling us about the bridge that connects Mercer Island with Seattle and how it sunk one day. He said the good thing was they already were building the other one. And he said nobody was on it. Third down.
Didn't care about it.
Up, fumble. Navarre has to pick up.
All right, let him out.
Mishandled snap, and it's going to be 4th down for Michigan. In trouble with the exchange.
You know, Pearson is a defensive lineman, moved over to offensive center this year. In high school, he was a fullback and a linebacker, so this is all new to him, making his first start at center. I think he just snapped and turned the block too quickly.
So Adam Finley set to punt. Charles Frederick is a guy that can take it coast to coast if you give him an opportunity. And he'll have a chance to field this. Frederick from the 32. And he gets out to about the 42. Good field position for the Huskies. When we come back, they trail the Wolverines 7-0. 10th ranked Michigan leading Washington 7-0. 2:42 remaining in the first quarter. Brad Nessler, Bob Gracie, Lynn Swan, and our ABC crew here to start our holiday weekend bash. We'll take you all the way through Monday night when it's Auburn and USC, and all parts of the country and all time slots in between. Cody Pickett's now got some good field position to work from the 42-yard line.
8 of 9, 61 yards for Cody. 5 different receivers.
Bootleg. Pickett wants to throw the out, and what a beautiful defensive play by Marlon Jackson. That's why everybody raves about it.
Oh, yes.
We'll talk more about it after we check in with John in New York.
Brad, Northwestern facing Air Force, and Air Force gets on the board first. Chance Harridge Guess what? A little option, not from Air Force, and he runs this one in for the touchdown, his first of 2 on the day. 14-0 is the lead. Brad.
Coach DeBerry would say about that, we're right on schedule.
Yep.
That time that pass was intended for Reggie Williams.
Hey, that was well designed. Williams had about 3 or 4 yards on Jackson. The ball was released on time. He just recovered and got up and knocked it away.
Beautiful, and came through around with the right hand. Didn't push from behind. That's why people compare him, starting to compare him with Charles Woodson, who won a Heisman Trophy here. Same kind of temperament and personality. Jim Herman, the defensive coordinator, says.
Very competitive. He says those guys don't back up. He says they have confidence. They're very competitive. Same thing that Woodson had.
Doesn't want to get beat even on one play. 2nd down 10. Pickett stands in, throws a strike. Nice pass, complete. Eddie Jackson.
Good
Made
stuff.
the catch.
Good stuff. Good pitch and catch.
ABC Sports tomorrow will reveal new details about the horrific events of September 1972. Our great hopes, our worst fears. The tragedy of the Munich games tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern, 3 Pacific on ABC. Doesn't seem like that long ago.
No, it doesn't. I hear that is going to be really a terrific show.
Jim McKay and Peter Jennings and the group look back at really was what was terrorism at its infancy, I guess, in our opinion, and having watched it develop on TV. 3rd down and a yard. 2 tight end set. Oh, tough yard it had to be. I think he got it. Rich Alexis, his second effort, might have gotten him the 1st down because he got popped at the line of scrimmage, if not behind it.
It's tough to run against this Michigan defense when the situation calls for a run.
And they move the sticks. 1st down.
Here's a look at the pit. That's Bowman 60 and Stevens 13. They both slid to the inside. Kaufman covered up for him, as did Reed, number 56.
How tough is it? Alexis has 7 yards on 7 carries, but he got enough there to get the 1st down. Washington has owned the football, but it only takes about 8 seconds when Chris Perry goes for a touchdown. And now it's Pickett. Deep out on the far side, incomplete. Eddie Jackson, the intended receiver, working on Marcus Curry over there. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 when we check in New York.
Brad, Penn State trying to bounce back from back-to-back losing seasons facing Central Florida. Zach Mills will option the pitch to Larry Johnson. He goes to 23 yards for the touchdown. Put him on top 7-3. Penn State has added a field goal. Now 10-3 over Central Florida. Brad.
And the Johnson boys for the Nittany Lions.
I like Zach Mills. I think he might be the surprise player in the Big Ten this year.
We'll see him 2 weeks from now on a night game against Nebraska from State College. Thank you, Jonas, for that one. No gain on that play again. Really, the only teams that gained anything on Michigan last year, everybody talked about their run defense being good, and Lloyd Carr will go back and say, you know what? Don't forget about Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan State. They put some yards on us. So.
Yep, they did. Yep. And they play them all the time, but the end of the year was not good for Lloyd, losing to Ohio State here at home and then losing the bowl game big time to Tennessee.
Versus non-conference opponents, 20-4. 8 straight opening wins for Michigan. This is the earliest they've ever played an opener, and they lead by 7. 3rd and a long 9. Pickett comes up firing too high for Reggie Williams. I don't know if somebody got in his face and he had to adjust that throw, or if he just threw it too high.
Well, he had him, but he did throw it a little high. There was somebody in his face.
Brings up 4th down again.
Michigan is doing a lot of things, has always done a lot of things defensively. Rick's going to go down and says, that's all right, just settle down. Don't try to force it. I got a smart man on the other sideline, defensive coordinator Jim Herman. He's been doing this for a long time. Smart guy.
McLaughlin set to punt, his 3rd punt. Last one he sailed out of bounds, just missed the corner.
Watch your hands! Watch your hands!
End over end kick this time. Julius Curry takes it on the run at the 16. Curry, nice return out to the 31-yard line. Got about 15 on the return of a short punt. So Michigan goes back to work at their own 31-yard line. Tomorrow, ABC Sports Holiday Weekend Bash presented by AT&T Wireless continues. Defending SEC champion LSU. The Tigers will take on number 16 Virginia Tech. That's tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. ABC Sports, the class of college football. That'll tell a lot about those two teams.
That's a good one right there. That'll be a good ball game.
I don't think we'll see Michael Vick running for a touchdown, though, for the Hokies there, as you saw in the promo. Maybe Lee Suggs, or maybe one of those guys. Pickup of about 3. Greg Carruthers. Chris Perry. Michigan's big play came on the ground. Something that they want to reestablish their ground game this year. Last season, they averaged 143 yards a game. That was the second lowest in 3 decades for Michigan. And on the ground, they are dropped for a loss there. Kai Ellis, nice play from his defensive end position. And the first quarter comes to a close. So the matchup of the Wolverines and the Huskies through 15 belongs to the hometown Michigan team. 7-0. ABC Sports presentation of college football will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
You're watching ABC Sports, the class of college football.
Here's a little confusion, Bob.
Last play of the quarter, Michigan tried to get up there and huddle quickly and get the play. A little confusion defensively, but they don't know who to block. And to the left side there, they just run right through and make the play.
Now back to live action. They go with a screen pass to B.J. Askew. Hurdles a would-be tackler, and he's into Washington territory. Down to the 46-yard line.
They had a convoy over there. On the left side, Michigan has always loved their screens, and Askew has caught a lot of passes in his career at Michigan and knows what to do with it. Is the all-22 is just going to be a screen out to the top of the side right out here.
DJ, the leading returning receiver, with Marquise Walker having gone on to pro football. 26 catches last year and a big one there for 24 yards. Sanderson now checks in as a fullback. On first down, just outside the 45. Nice play fake by Navarre. Might want it all. Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
This is the offense that the Michigan fans were looking for. The further it went last year, the more conservative it got, more predictable. But it's easy in the first game of the year when teams haven't scouted you for 6 months. They don't know what you're doing in training camp, to pull out some exciting plays. A good play there, good execution. 2
plays into the quarter, covering 69 yards. First, the 24-yard screen pass, and then 45 yards for the touchdown, and Grab's extra point is good. So again, Michigan with a quick strike offense. First through on a ground play by Perry, and then through the air to Edwards. Our holiday weekend bash presented by AT&T Wireless has Michigan in front of Washington 14-0. 10th ranked Michigan by 2 touchdowns now, following the Navarre Edwards touchdown pass. Grabs kickoff to Charles Frederick at the 4. Frederick got a little seam. Great speed, broke the tackle across the 30, and he's out to about the 32-yard line. Let's check in with Swanee.
Well, Brett, we had a chance to talk to Keith Gilbertson, the Huskies offensive coordinator, and we asked him what questions he had about this offensive unit in this particular ball game. And I thought it was kind of interesting. He said, can we fix whatever is wrong? It's one of the things on that list. And I thought that was very interesting. What he was saying was, whatever we do on the field today in this first game, we're not quite sure of everything that Michigan would do. Can we make adjustments? Can we fix it? And can we fix it for the long term? And I'm sure he's got a few questions he wants to get resolved about. Can they fix it right now?
Their offensive line has done all right, not great, but Michigan's defensive front is a strong one. They'll try the passing game again here. Play action, deep ball for Reggie Williams. Broken up again by Jackson. Yeah, those two going at it.
We didn't know whether or not Jackson would follow Reggie Williams, but he is following from one side of the field to the other. There they are Good battle. This ball needs to be thrown further down the field. Now what Reggie Williams should be doing is shielding the defender, Marlon Jackson. That time the ball was so far underthrown that he couldn't do anything with it.
Marlon knows the tricks of the trade already. Had a little bit of that right hand tucked on Reggie's waistband. We saw it on the replay. I didn't see it the first time. Meanwhile, Pickett took a pretty good pop from Hobson after he let go of the football. Second down at 10. Cody straight drop again. Trying to find a secondary receiver, and now throws it and does. And it's his tight end Ware across midfield. And Kevin's got it down to the 42-yard line. First down, Huskies. Now we check in with John Saunders in New York.
Well, Brad, you got a Big Ten team doing pretty well where you are, but not so with Northwestern against Air Force. Chance Harris has run 2 in. He tosses this one to Adam Strecker on the play action. 12 yards, and Air Force leads Northwestern 21-0.
Tell you what, Falcons will kind of lull you to sleep with that option in that running game and then find somebody that wide open. At the 42, 25-yard pass play from Pickett to his tight end.
Great pass protection on that last play that allowed Pickett to look around. He's checking off here.
And he might have taken too much time by doing so. Let's see. Michigan was trying to show blitz there, and Cody was trying to check to another play and may have taken too much time in the process. Dennis Lipsky is our official.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
West Dallas, Wisconsin. Dennis gives us a call for our first penalty of the ball game. That's not bad in the first game of the season. We're a little over 15 minutes in.
You know what is strange, though, is time of possession. Michigan is leading this 14-0 and has had the ball less than 4 minutes.
Right.
Washington has had it almost 12 minutes.
And have nothing to show for it yet.
Yeah. Don't get anything for possessing the ball.
It's the third trip in Michigan territory. Still no points. Pickett with time down the middle. Boy, he tried to thread one there. There was double coverage down there. Pat Reddick, and it's incomplete. Sold out house in Ann Arbor. The big house is full, about 108,000 for the first matchup of top 10 teams this year. And so far it's 10th ranked Michigan that has it under control, 14-0 over a Washington team that beat them a year ago, as Washington scored 17 of their 23 points in the fourth quarter and did it with special teams and interceptions and turned that game completely around, a game that Michigan had dominated.
They're a team that does come from behind quite often.
2nd and 15. Deep ball. Pickett lays it out there, and it's intercepted. Marcus Curry. Second turnover by Washington.
Well, it's single coverage to begin with, and the ball just doesn't get out there far enough. Top of your screen, Curry, number 30. This ball needs to be thrown further to the sideline. It allows number 26, the other Curry, his brother, time to get over there and make a difference. Marcus says, I can handle this, bro.
Paul Arnold was the intended receiver. Never had a chance at the ball.
That's what Rick Neuheisel, Gilbertson wants. They want it, the single, the jump ball. But their man's got to catch it, or at least not let him intercept it.
So Michigan will take over its own 7. Chris Perry. Perry, whoa, almost broke it again. And had he cut loose in that one, it would have been about 93 yards later. Close. Evan Benjamin made what might have been a touchdown saving tackle, because I don't think there's anybody else home back there.
Well, that big offensive line, Tony Pape and Dave Petrozello on the right side. 77 is Pape, Petrozello right next to him. 75 is Boss. Pearson is the center, doing a nice job of run blocking for those backs.
Perry, 5 carries, 70 yards, and a touchdown. He'll get the call again. This time tough sledding off the left side. Got a couple out near the 20. Jafar Williams, the outside linebacker, made the first hit. Coming up next, our holiday weekend bash presented by AT&T Wireless will continue with regional college football action. Virginia will take on the Florida State Seminoles or Illinois and Missouri. Those are the matchups. Defending Big Ten champ Illinois against the Tigers. ABC Sports, a classic college football. Right now, Chris Perry's got this kind of numbers that Quentin Griffin put up for Oklahoma last night. Never seen a guy gain more yards and not get in the end zone.
Wasn't that impressive?
Man. Nice play fake by Navarre. He hit a home run last time. He's going deep for Bellamy. Just overshot it.
He had him, too.
Almost the same play last time he hooked up with Edwards, this time going for Bellamy.
And the free safety, who was in the middle of the field, pulled up on the play action fake. I don't know why, because it was third down. And the receiver got behind him. Bellamy just overthrew him a little bit, and that was not a bad spot to miss, and that is long. You don't want to be short. Cody Pickett's thrown a couple short, had one of them picked off.
So now brings up third down. And a long 8. We'll call it 9. From the 19-yard line. Straight drop for Navarre. Pumped. And almost lost it, and then got drilled. Kai Ellis. Kai's having a nice ball game for a guy that's been so banged up over the past year or so.
Yeah, he's by far their best pass rusher. He was the junior college player of the year a couple of years ago. 2 knee surgeries, wearing 2 braces. And he has not been able to practice the full complement of practices so far this fall.
Adam Finley.
Watch your hands
has
now.
only 4 punts in his Michigan career. Kicks this one away to Charles Frederick. Frederick, nice move on the first defender and got out to midfield. 7-yard return. So again, Washington's going to have good field position, but can they do anything with it offensively? We'll find out when we return. Right now they trail by 14. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by AT&T. Welcome to M Life, AT&T Wireless. Aflac, ask about it at work. Nissan and your Nissan dealer. And Budweiser, delivering beer at its best with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers. There have been a couple of those consumed in that crowd before the game today.
Oh, boy.
Beautiful day in Ann Arbor. Pickett tried to force one in there, and that's going to be interference on Marlon Jackson. And a bit overzealous there. Wilbur Hooks, the intended receiver, and now Jackson is shaken up.
That's not a good sight for Michigan fans.
No, it's not at all. Looked like a fairly harmless play, but it looks like he's holding his right knee. I don't know.
I don't think he twisted it or anything. Maybe he just hit it. Let's take a look.
Wilbur Hooks, number 7, is the intended receiver.
On the defense. That's a spot foul. Automatic. First down.
Looked like he might have come down on that left leg. It's the only thing I can see. He came down awkwardly on his left leg and ankle and knee.
Well, we'll try to find out on the Michigan sideline, but that has taken away their number 1 cover man. And does that open up the store for Reggie Williams, number 1? Because Zia Combs now has had to come in, and he'll play him down here to the near side. There's Reggie Williams, all 6'4" of him, a big playmaker. That's where Pickett wants to go with it. Got it. Inside the 30 and tiptoeing out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. So right away they know where to go.
That double coverage, Combs was responsible for jamming him and then staying up close to the line of scrimmage. Safety was got some safety help, and he hit him in between the 2 players. Good play.
Which certainly changed the complexion of maybe what Washington can do without Jackson in there.
By far the best field position to start a drive for Washington, starting just inside their own 50-yard line.
So first down now, just outside the Wolverine 26. Here comes a blitz, quick toss to the tight end Ware, and he's inside the 20. So they're in the red zone for the first time today. Lawrence Reed, the middle linebacker, made the stop on Ware, the tight end. Marlon Jackson, I believe, has come back out on the field as we take a look at the Nissan drive summary in the last 5 possessions.
5 possessions. They fumbled on their second and an interception on their 5th possession. He said not very good field position, except for this one. It started right around midfield.
Deepest penetration now here at the 19-yard line. Second down at about 3. And they give it off to Zach Tuiasosopo, the fullback, his first carry of his career. Former linebacker moved over to fullback.
Yeah.
Zach was a good fullback in high school, but hasn't carried the mail yet until right there. And if the name rings a bell, Marcus Tuiasosopo, the former great All Pac-10 quarterback, was his older brother. And His sister Leslie was an All-American volleyball player there, and I think everybody knows Manu, who tries to stay out of his kids' affairs. He says, I know I played in the NFL for a long time, but let the kids have their publicity.
That's good. I like that. I like that approach. It's a kid's time.
Yep. Third down and a yard. This is a big play, obviously, by both teams. Frederick is the motion man. 2 tight end set. Pickett's going to give it off to Alexis, and he didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
He got submarined.
Lazarus was in there.
And Reed, I think, is the guy that shoe-topped him and knocked him off his pins. That's 2 plays the middle linebacker Lawrence Reed has made on this series. And the spot's going to leave him a whole yard shy, really. What's Rick do here?
Well, he said, do I get on the board with 3 points? And I think he's doing the right thing. Take a timeout, think about it. A lot of time you don't use these timeouts anyway in the half. Go ahead and take one and talk about it.
We'll take one and talk about it too. With 10-12 remaining first half. Rick Neuheisel took a timeout there with a 4th down and a yard coming up to make a decision.
Lots of things going through his mind.
And his decision is they're going to go for it here. Alan Jackson still on the sideline, itching to get back in there.
One of the trainers was holding a brace and showing him a leg brace. He didn't want anything to do with that.
He was shaking his head no. Alexis up the middle. He got it, I think. Michigan says no.
That's going to be, it's all in this guy right up here.
There
the linesman that comes in running, waving his hands, he's got to put his foot down somewhere. And wherever he puts his foot down, that's where the forward progress of the ball was supposed to have gone.
Just like an angry parent, you got to put your foot down.
That's the best. That's the best we can do. I mean, that's what he's looking for. He's looking for forward progress.
It's not a perfect science, but he's the guy that made it. And I thought where he put his foot down was good enough.
Yeah,
I'd say the length of the football.
They've got 2 guys. They've got a linesman on one side and a linesman on the other, and whoever has a clear shot at it, then they put their foot down, and then they bring in the 10-yard marker. See if they make it.
Got it by from 1 stripe to the tip. Not quite the length of the football. You think it isn't a game of inches? Watch Keith Gilbertson, the offensive coordinator. He thinks he's out on the golf course. Watch this. He starts lean. I don't know if that lean helps.
Now he's saying, yeah, we got it.
No problem.
We got it, no problem.
Marlon Jackson's checked back in. He and Reggie Williams out there by that number 1 where it's first down for Washington. Pickett wanted to throw a screen pass. He's in trouble. Now let's see what he can do on his own. And he's hitting the open field. Nice stop by Cato June, the safety.
Yeah, Cody shouldn't be dancing and running sideways. These DBs are a heck of a lot faster than he is. He just needs to head upfield. But you're right. They read the screen very nicely. Nothing there, so he should have just taken it upfield and got as much as you could get.
Where they had the screen set up was the side where Reggie Williams was matched up with Marlon Jackson, and you could see Williams immediately trying to go for the block, and they were going to just try to dance around Jackson out there a little bit. But Michigan had it well read and defended it beautifully. A loss of a yard on the scramble, 2nd down 11. 7th play of the Husky drive. Still looking for points. Play action. Pickett lofts it out to Tuiasosopo. And he's inside the 10. Jackson's the guy that had to make the hit, and he lost his hat in the process. He says, I don't mind these wide receivers, but you're going to make me hit these 250-pound fullbacks.
I like this play. Fake to the running back, hit your fullback, who usually is a blocker, good receiver. You don't play defensive back for Michigan if you can't tackle. And that's one of the things. There you go, right? There's a great shot of it. Now, Cato June and Jackson 2-timed him, but that was a good play.
3rd down. Pickett on the give to Alexis. Alexis holding on for dear life, and he's got it 1st and goal. Nice, tough run by Alexis. Victor Hobson made the tackle.
Nice blocking up there on the strong side. Newton and Dix doing a little cross blocking. If Washington can convert on this play, they'll be right back in this ball game.
And now this is where the real estate gets expensive against Michigan. 3-yard line, 1st and goal.
Yeah.
Hooks and Frederick are the wide receivers. 2 tight end set for Alexis. Pickett on the give to Alexis. Nice cutback. He might have gotten a yard, but that hole closed in a hurry, and the ball is loose. Michigan's got it. How'd they get it? Just stripped it, I think. Larry Stevens came up with it. The officials have not given an official signal yet.
Looking at the side judge. Referee's going to the side judge.
All of a sudden, number 13 came out of the pile with the ball.
Everyone stop. Forward progress. Second down.
Forward progress was stopped. That means the whistle blows. And anything after that is a non-factor.
So the Huskies will maintain possession at the 3-yard line. Let's take another look.
Yeah, no question is forward progress. By the time we saw that, it was being pushed back.
Arnold and Williams both split out to the right side on 2nd and goal. And now Williams in motion to the slot. Pickett with time. Running out of it. Throws. Got his man. Touchdown. And it's his tight end, Kevin Ware.
Nice job by Cody Pickett, keeping his wits about him, keeping it alive. Nobody was putting pressure on him. Move around a little bit. Find the end zone. Nice play.
And a good drive. They didn't have to go that far, a little over 50 yards. And they had the ball a long time again. But finally they get points with 8:06 remaining in the half. John Anderson in for the point after. Out of a Cody Pickett hole. High snap. Pickett got it down, and the kick is no good.
Wasn't even close.
Not even in the ballpark. Pickett had to go high to get it down, and once he got it down, maybe he sat it down sideways. I don't know, but Anderson missed it badly. Unless Shante Orr, did Shante Orr get a piece of this?
Let's take a look.
What our man?
See if the hold is good.
He got it down. Yeah, right in the middle. That might have changed everything.
Yeah.
One hand.
Take a look at the touchdown. This touchdown happens because of protection and keeping your cool in the pocket, sliding to the right, finding the receiver open, and then sticking him. Good job by Ware finding an open spot.
Cody was 4 for 4 on that drive, Bob, for 39 yards and this touchdown. Rick Neuheisel's team finally on the board.
Yeah, 10 plays, 49 yards, almost 50 yards, good field position. Back in the ballgame.
Very much so. But the extra point could be something that haunts them later. They trail by 8 with 8:06 remaining in the first half. With Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan on our ABC crew, Brad Nessler with you from Ann Arbor in front of 108,000 about for our holiday weekend bash here on ABC Sports. Runs you all the way through Monday Night Football, which is college football. Keith will be out to bring you Auburn and USC. Chris Perry and Jeremy LeSueur will be back deep as Anderson, who just missed the extra point, is set to kick away. Good kick, deep and non-returnable. So the Wolverines are going to work at the 20-yard line, leading by 8 points. Our Aflac trivia question for you this week: who holds the NCAA record for consecutive field goals made? Think that one over, and we'll give you the answer a little bit later on.
Give you a hint.
What's the hint?
He's in the stadium.
He's in the stadium. All right. Well, there's 108,000 people here. Should I just go pick somebody?
Well, I wasn't going to give you too big a hint. I got 108,000 people it could be.
I know a guy working on the Washington radio broadcast is a heck of a kicker, both in college and the pros.
Sonny Sixkill.
Sonny was a good quarterback. Chuck Nelson, though, was a heck of a kicker. It was a nice stiff arm by Perry. He didn't get any yardage out of it. Marquise Cooper, nice stop from his linebacker position. Cooper switches off in there with Joe Lobendine. Lobendine a little bit better, they say, against the run. Cooper is better in coverage, fast and rangy, 6'4", 210.
Michigan offensively has run 20 plays, 10 passes, and 10 runs.
Nice balance, and they lead by 8. This would be huge if the Huskies could force a punting situation by Michigan after how long they've had the ball and not that much to show for it. Perry gave it up, fumble, and Washington's got it. Kai Ellis is on top of it.
Williams knocks it loose. Ellis gets it.
Well, it was better than a stop or forcing a punt. They recover a fumble. First Michigan turnover.
Perry's trying to get a little extra yardage. He gets hit right there. And when Williams comes in from behind, knocks it loose. Big turnover. Great field position.
Davi got a leg. Jafar Williams got him from behind. That forced the ball to come out. And Kai Ellis, who's had a good game from his defensive end spot, having an even better game now with a fumble recovery.
Well, that's what Michigan did last year. Turn the ball over and help their opposition.
See if they try a quick strike. They'll go with a slant to Williams, in and out of his hand. He got leveled as soon as he got his hands on the ball, thrown a little behind him. And Marlon Jackson, who he's seen a lot of today, is the guy that made the hit. I talked about our holiday weekend bash presented by AT&T Wireless, and I also mentioned that coming up on Monday night, Keith Jackson and Dan Fouts will cap off the holiday weekend bash as highly touted Auburn will take on USC. Monday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. ABC Sports, the class of college football. Swanee's alma mater have it at it against the Auburn Tigers.
Should be a good one.
Yep. Second down and 10. Nice play fake. Pickett now sets up and comes back across the middle of Williams. He's got it inside the 10. It's not Williams. It's Eddie Jackson. They are built very much alike, and that's my mistake. Both of them 6'4" and about 220. And Jackson makes the catch across the middle, good for 19.
I like that play. Two tight ends. Looks like it's going to be a running play. Fakes the run, rolls to his left, and then throws back to Jackson.
So it's first and goal for Washington. There's a passing yardage, 153 for Pickett, who's starting to get in a little bit of a groove, it seems. They give Alexis on the cutback, touchdown, Washington. And they are a two-point conversion away from tying this thing up when it was all Michigan just minutes ago. That's
nice running by Alexis and good blocking by Dix, number 78. And this ball game has turned around in the last 5 minutes.
Kind of smells like last year a little bit, only in a different fashion. Last year it was a blocked field goal for a touchdown, an interception for a touchdown.
We mentioned that Neuheisel's teams have a way of coming back.
Rick is not going to go for 2 here. They'll try to get Anderson on track with the extra point, thinking there's plenty of football left. And this extra point, not the prettiest thing either, but this one went through.
I think that's smart. You got a lot of football left to play.
So 14-13 Michigan. And Alexis has done a nice job on the ground today. Here's another look at his 6-yard touchdown.
78 is Dix out in front of him. Now look right here. He's got a blocking outside. He cuts back to the inside. Arnold gets a block. Dix gets a block. That's good running.
Yes, it is. Dix, as we said, making his first start because Elliot Zajac, one of their offensive captains, has a broken leg. He had a beauty of a block. Alexis used that one and another for the cutback. And a 6-yard touchdown. So we got a ball game with 6 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the first half. Michigan fans had it all going their way, but now the Husky fans, about 5,000 strong here, made the trip from Seattle, and they've got something to cheer about. They travel well. Anderson has got it teed up. LeSueur and Askew now back as kick returners. And this one will not be returned either. Michigan's going to have to start from the 20 again. Coming up in a little over 6 minutes, Valvoline halftime show. John Saunders and Terry Bowden will have all the scores and highlights from today's early action. Plus, John's going to sit down with Notre Dame head coach Ty Willingham to talk about the challenges he faces as one of the most high-profile coaches in the country. That's all coming up. Valvoline halftime show. John and Terry at halftime. John Navarre, who has a touchdown pass to his credit today, 50% on his throws. At the long ball to Braylon Edwards, 45 yards for the score. Washington, we talked about their time of possession and how they had nothing to show for it. They have 13 points in the last minute and 24 seconds. That's how quickly it can turn around. Navarre, oh man, did he get hit? He got rid of that football. Anthony Kelly just said, I don't care about that play fake. I'm coming after you. It falls aimlessly incomplete. Second down at 10.
Anthony Kelly coming from over here on this side. He's the in man on the line. Watch the play action inside. Nobody's going to block him. The fullback says, hey, that's just a little slip block. Quarterback gets up. Who's supposed to block that guy?
Who's 47?
Yeah.
Kelly, a former partial qualifier, earned an extra year of eligibility by graduating this past spring. Here's a run, and boy, big hit. Ball almost came loose again. Cooper with the hit, and Michigan having trouble running the football now. It's a fired up Husky defense.
You know, momentum is such a big thing in college football. Not so much in pro, but it can change in a heartbeat in college football. Michigan had everything going its way, everything going, and all of a sudden it switches around, and now Huskies have all the momentum.
And it's a third down and long situation. Michigan has averaged 9 yards to go on their third downs. They've got another one here. 3 wideouts. Edwards in motion toward the ball. Here comes pressure, and down goes Navarre. Wow, like a streak of lightning, Chris Massey from that corner. And Michigan's got to give it up.
You're on the short side of the field. Short side of the field, you got to watch that corner. Here he is up here. Anytime you're on the short side, the guy comes in motion, and there comes the corner.
Really nobody for him to worry about out there, so that leaves the door open, and he drops Navarre, and it forces the punt, and a great field position again on the fair catch by Frederick. So the Huskies trail by a point, but they've got the football and plenty of time when we come back. A little over 5 minutes remaining in the half, and Washington's got the ball back now, trailing by only a point after 2 quick touchdowns in about 84 seconds.
Last 3 possessions for Washington have been started on the 50-yard line, on Michigan's 25-yard line, and now on the 45-yard line. Great field position.
Cody Pickett throws incomplete, intended for Kevin Ware. He's hooked up with him several times today, including one of the touchdowns. Our Pacific Life game summary, and you talk about summarizing things. Michigan had total control of the ball game and how quickly it can turn. Pickett, 153 yards, a touchdown. He has been picked off once. And Chris Perry, 57 yards on his touchdown run, but Michigan's turned it over twice.
Perry turned it over once on that fumble.
Second down at 10. 3-step drop. Arnold out in the flat, right about at the midfield stripe. And he swarmed under by Marcus Curry and Shante Orr, who fell all the way back there from his defensive end spot. The Curry brothers have both been involved today. One with an interception, one with a fumble recovery. And Marcus still playing with a bullet lodged in his back as he was shot this past May outside a party. He and Carl Diggs both. There was questions whether or not he'd even be able to play football. He said, once I got the word you can practice and you can play, it was the happiest day of my life. Third down, just on the Husky side of midfield. Pickett under a blitz. Got a man wide open in the middle, though, and it's Reggie Williams, and it's first down Washington. And Pickett is down.
If you're a calf roper, or you're a champion calf roper,
yeah,
you're going to get kicked from some of those calves. He just bounced back up. He does not want to leave this ball game.
Not with the way things are going right now.
That was a good read. Their linebacker, or the back toward that side, blitzed, and you always want to throw toward the side of the blitz. Right there, you saw.
That's the second time Hobson has drilled him today.
And that's either you getting the air knocked out of you, or it's a rib injury.
He's a tough customer, and he comes up with a first down at the 36-yard line. They'll give it off to Alexis, who's hit immediately. Drops probably for a loss. And Marlon Jackson, don't ever tell him he can't play the run either. He's the one that came knifing in there to make the stop with just under 4 minutes remaining now in the half. Washington trying to look for the lead for the first time today.
I was watching Pickett on that handoff, and he did not get out as far as he could to make the exchange with Alexis, the running back. So
well, he took that helmet right where that shoulder would have been separated a year ago too. That thing can't be.
I don't think it's a shoulder. I think if anything, he just got the wind knocked out of him, or he got a bruised rib.
See if he throws here on 2nd and 12. Does, and it's complete, and it's a first down at the 25. Good throw. Got it out to Wilbur Hooks.
I like the zip on his passes, and he's throwing it away from the defensive guys. He had to throw it over some. You know, these are not easy throws. Michigan defensively prides themselves in being able to disguise their coverages. So when you get up there before snap, it's one thing, and then after the ball snap, it's a completely different other thing. So you got to recognize and react to what you see.
He's moved the Huskies down to the 25 of Michigan with 3 minutes left in the half. 2 tight end set. Quick drop, flares it out, intended for Ware, the tight end, incomplete. They have not hooked up the last 2 times they've attempted one to number 84. Kevin Ware taking over for Jeremy Stevens, who's a great tight end and a #1 draft choice in the NFL. And the coaching staff was telling us, Rick Neuheisel was telling us, you know, Cody Pickett is getting a better feel for Kevin Ware. Last year we didn't know whether or not he could trust him completely because he was so used to Stevens, and says they got something going now, and they have had today, including a touchdown pass.
Well, they've had a few good tight ends up there at Washington over the years, haven't they?
Yes. They put out some dandies. 2nd down and 10. Pickett wanted to throw a slant. Now comes back down the middle, and he rifled it. And it's complete. Reggie Williams, and that was a tough hit. Williams took to hold on to that football. It's 1st and goal.
Nice play by Williams. This guy is big. We talked about him in the opening, being able to make big plays. Cato June, #2, blitzes. Williams, Jackson leaves him. Williams goes to the inside. It was supposed to be a slant. He followed him in, and he takes the hit from Curry. 6'4" and 220. That's impressive right there.
He took a big hit there, and he's going to the sideline. 5th catch for him for 65 yards. Last year he had 134 yards receiving in his Husky debut. He was the first freshman wide receiver ever to start game 1 in Washington history. Back on the ground, nothing there. No. Things just stuffed. Carl Diggs, Dan Rumashek are there to meet him. Alexis has 15 carries for 19 yards, but somehow has a touchdown and a big first down run stuffed in there.
Alexis, when he was a kid, his family immigrated from Haiti to South Florida, and his parents told him, we don't want you playing football. So we snuck around and played. The only time he played organized football was his senior year in high school.
Basketball really is his first love.
Yeah.
9th play of the drive. They fake it to him. First option today, and it's an option that Cody Pickett would just as soon have done away with.
No, that didn't look good at all.
No, it didn't. Cato June made the tackle.
There was nobody back to pitch the option to. It
was going to be a Pickett keeper the whole way, I guess.
Yeah, that didn't look pretty. I mean, there's nobody for him to pitch it to. I mean,
and nobody to block for him either.
And too many. That's an ugly sight for a quarterback.
Yeah, nothing but maize and
to come down the line and see 2 guys. One of them a defensive lineman that's angry, and nobody to pitch it to. Oh boy.
So it's backed up to the 11-yard line.
The #2 wasn't bad, but the 97 guy on defense, that was too big.
Yep, that's too big. And now timeout. Apparently taken by Washington, though Dennis Lipsky hasn't given an official word as to who took it. It is taken by the Huskies. With 1 minute left in the half, timeout taken by Washington with a big 3rd down upcoming. And with that in mind, we can go back and ask you again our trivia question: who holds the NCAA record for consecutive field goals made? I guess Chuck Nelson, just because I know he's here with the Washington Huskies broadcast team. I don't know. Chuck Nelson.
There you go.
Not bad, huh?
I'm impressed.
There we go.
I'm impressed.
Went on to a heck of a career with the Minnesota Vikings. There's Chuck. Part of the radio team. Has been for a long time for the Huskies. So now it's a third down coming up, and you know they'd love to get a touchdown here. But even a field goal would look pretty good going to the break when considering a few minutes ago they were down two scores.
You know, there aren't many new rules in college football, but one of the smaller rules is that the timer on the field, the timer is not provided by the home team any longer.
It's an official now.
He comes with the officiating crew. He is one of the officials, and he handles the official time on the clock.
Some people say that's because of the Michigan State game of a year
ago. It all
ago.
started there, I think.
Yeah. That's a whole other story.
Yeah. I just thought I'd throw that out just to get some interest going.
All right.
We got 11
So it's
over
third
here.
down and goal back at the 11-yard line. Reggie Williams has 2 catches on third down today.
Michigan's a man short on defense, I think.
Right now, the Huskies with 2 6'4" receivers. Jackson to the left and Williams to the right. If they're thinking fade, either guy is capable in that respect. And there's the fade, and it's to Reggie Williams. And he can't get it because Marlon Jackson's all over him again.
That's good stuff right there, partner. You called it. Jackson knew the possibility of it coming out there. He threw it out there, and he fought it away. This is good stuff. Watch it. See, Jackson sees it all the way. Now he sees it. Jackson sees it coming. Now, all right, who's going to make the play? Just jump and make it. Whoever, it's up there for grabs. 6'4" is Williams. Jackson's inside of him, 6'1", and knocks it away.
Pretty play.
As much with your body. The defensive man screens him away from the ball and knocks it away.
John Anderson will try a 28-yard field goal to put Washington ahead. And it's blocked, much like a year ago, only this one's the other way. And the Wolverines have got it. Shante Orr making like a fullback going the other way. Payback time for the Wolverines.
The field goal team has not been very good for Washington here today.
The snap a little low again.
Yeah, and there's leakage on the right side over there between the guard and tackle.
Diggs is the guy that got it.
Yeah, got in and blocked it. You know, in the first game of the year, Brad, so much special teams can play such a big part. Because a lot of the starters are on these teams, and there's really no hitting on special teams in the practices leading up to the first game.
Let's see how Michigan plays it with a full complement of timeouts. B.J. Askew on a cutback run, got it across the 40. Marquise Cooper made the tackle, and Michigan now will take a timeout because they're within striking distance. They'll take their first timeout with 38 seconds remaining in the half. Turnovers, wow, they can kill you, or they can help you get back in the game. It's helped Washington, and now it killed them there when they got a chance to take the lead. Good news, by the way, for comedy fans. The Drew Carey Show and Whose Line Is It Anyway premieres early. Coming up Monday, September 9th, along with a regular season premiere of Monday Night Football. And the Monday night matchup will be a repeat performance of the AFC title game, Pittsburgh at New England. That's Drew and Whose Line, and then John and Al and the whole group Monday, September 9th on ABC. 40-yard line is the line of scrimmage. It's second down and about 6, which might be just incidental at this point as far as trying to move it down the field. And maybe the Wolverines will get a field goal opportunity.
Well, they're certainly capable. It's whether or not they want to put the keys to the car in the hands of Navarre right now.
Oh, Navarre, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whether they want him to drop back and let him throw the ball. They've got good field position. If you trust him, he's a third-year senior. He's a redshirt junior. He could, you know, I think it's time to let him go.
They're going to let him go right here. And he goes across the middle with it. Short gain, though. As dragging across the middle was Bellamy, knocked out of bounds.
This is when you show the trust in your quarterback right here. When you let him go ahead and throw. I mean, it could be a lot worse. You could be backed up on your 10-yard line,
right.
20-yard line. I mean, you got a chance to get some points here.
Got it at the 42, so they need about 4 more for first down. 33 seconds left. That was the first time that I can remember that John worked from the shotgun. Now he's back under center. They keep it on the ground to Askew. First down for BJ and then some. So they cross up the Washington defense a little by keeping it on the ground, and BJ Askew rips off 13 and a first down Michigan.
Clock stops while they move the chains, and then the clock starts again on the referees ready for play signal.
Now back in the shotgun with 3 wideouts. Navarre steps up, fires, had it tipped in the air, incomplete. Josh Miller, I think, got a paw on that one, the defensive tackle, big number 65. And so that'll stop the clock. Second down upcoming with 17 seconds remaining. Game that has swung back and forth. All Michigan early, despite the fact they didn't have the ball much. They had 14 points in less than 4 minutes of time of possession. Then Washington went down, scored a touchdown, recovered a fumble.
Just shows you the character of the Husky team, huh?
Yep, they have hung in. They didn't get rattled when they were down 14-0. Second and 10. Navarre fires out, complete. Good pickup for Tyrese Butler. And Tyrese, I don't know if he's got a first down or not. Looks a little bit short, I think. Out of bounds with 12 seconds left. So they got a couple cracks at it left here.
Good 2-minute drill. Get out of bounds. Call some timeouts if you complete it inside the inbounds. But this is... I never will forget when my son Brian was a quarterback here early on. When he was a younger quarterback, I think it was junior year. They didn't. The Michigan staff didn't let him throw the ball. And he came off and threw his helmet and said, "What's the matter? Don't you trust me?" And from then on, they knew that he knew what he was going on. And Navarre's the same way. He's been around long enough. Third and short, throws out. I guess you can trust him. He got his intended receiver a first down at the 25. Braylon Edwards. Call timeout. All right, they stopped it. With 4 seconds left. And now let's see if they bring on the field goal unit. They have everybody huddled around the coaching staff. And the whole offense is going to come over. So we may not know whether or not Philip Brabs comes out until you do. As the entire offensive line is going to be out there. And you assume at this point they're going to try a 42-yard field goal. Although this is a kid that has never played. He's played one game. He's had 6 kickoffs prior to today. He's had a couple more today. Yep. They don't have Hayden Epstein anymore, who was almost automatic for their field goals and extra points. Exactly. You don't know what his strength is. It looks like they're going to kick it because he's shaking his head like, you can do it, you can do it. Yeah, I can do it. But if you ever go to try a fake, I mean, this is where you've practiced all these toys and these gadgets for the last month in 2-a-day practices. You might pull one out here, but if you want to see your kicker kick, the one area special team does not look good is the Washington field goal kicking team. And extra point team. Navarre will hold. Philip Brabs. And now Washington's going to take a timeout. So they're going to try to plant a little seed of indecision in the kicker of Michigan, knowing his youth. And he's visualizing right now, and nobody's even near him. Nobody's talking to him. Get away from him. That's right. Coming up tonight, don't forget, Tyrone Willingham is the new head coach at Notre Dame, and the Fighting Irish will battle the defending ACC champions, Ralph Region's Maryland Terrapins. It's a kickoff classic as our holiday weekend bash presented by AT&T Wireless continues tonight, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. ABC Sports, the class of college football. It'll be an interesting one. Well, we've seen Philip Brabs at least have enough confidence in himself to crack a smile. Yep. He'll be smiling if he hits his field goal going to the locker room. He'll be laughing if he makes it. If he doesn't make it, it'll be a whole different matter. So they put it down on the left hash. It's the kind of spot you'd want it for a right-footed kicker from 42 yards out. To end the first half. Kick on the way, not a chance. Knuckleball left, not even close. And so Michigan comes away empty, even though they'd moved themselves into what looked like scoring position. They still have the lead, but we got a good football game going on here between number 9 and number 10. It is 14-13, Michigan in front.
Coming up next, the Valvoline halftime show. John and Terry, along with all the scores and highlights. Remember, John will have a conversation with Ty Willingham. That's our halftime show upcoming. 14-13 here. ABC Sports presentation of college football. We'll return after this message and a word from our ABC stations. We welcome you all back to Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor. The Wolverines at home led 14-0 at one point, and now they're clinging to a 1-point lead. Welcome back to the big house, everybody. Brad Nessler and Bob Greasy along with you. Wasn't picture perfect in the first half. Special teams weren't very special, but a lot of good things went on too.
That's typical first game. A lot of good stuff, and yet some mistakes coming along. But you know, we talked about early on about Reggie Williams. They've thrown the ball to him 10 times. He has 5 receptions, and this one set up a touchdown. And for the other side, John Navarre. A little completion there, but he's made the big plays when he had to. The deep pass, he just missed one a little earlier besides that one. That one going for a touchdown. So the big players are coming out early in the ball game. Michigan showing their new offense, throwing the ball down the field.
Washington had a chance for a tie game here, but missed an extra point. And Michigan had a chance to get 3 more right before intermission and missed badly on a field goal. Those are the miscues on special teams that we alluded to. And now the Wolverines are going to bring it out of the end zone. LeSueur had some indecision from about 7 yards deep, and he paid the price. He only got to the 15. Let's check in with Swanee.
Well, thank you, Brad. I talked to Lloyd Carr as he was going in. He felt pretty good with some of the things his team did, offensive, defensively, and special team. But his concern was getting his team to do the good things consistently. And he believes he can make those corrections here in the second half. He wants his defense to continue to put pressure on the quarterback. There are a couple of things he felt they weren't doing technically. He thought they could get those corrected and come out and play much better in the second half.
And you know what Swanee talked about when we opened up this game? It's 2 quarters away from now. Who's going to be 1-0 in a top 10 team and who's not going to be?
Yep.
So this is a pretty big half of football here on the last day of August. And to give to Perry. Oh, man, he is stood up and buried by the UW defense. The dogs are there to swarm all over him. He got about a yard.
Washington came into this game ranked number 9, and Michigan was 10. So, you know, 2 pretty good football teams playing like that in first game of the year.
And we got some good early season matchups because of the 12-game schedule. Of course, we've got some interconference matchups coming up for you. We talked about Maryland, Notre Dame, but also Virginia Tech and LSU, Auburn and USC on our holiday weekend bash. Navarre back to throw the first time this half, and in and out of the hands of Braylon Edwards, who has the touchdown catch today. Evan Benjamin right there with him, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long, and that's not the way Michigan wanted to come out of the tunnel.
Well, Michigan needs to stay out of these 3rd and longs. I mean, you know, nobody likes the 3rd and 9. I mean, if it's 3rd and 3 or 4, then you can choose between a run and pass. Right. 3rd and 9, you know, they're going to be laying their ears back and rushing the passer.
They only had one situation today where they kept it on the ground at a 3rd down. It was about 3rd and a long 4, and B.J. Askew got a first down on a draw play. But here they've got 4 wideouts on 3rd and 9 from their own 16. Quick drop, quick throw, and a quick first down. Nice throw out to Tyrese Butler in front of Chris Massey.
Good read by Navarre. The corner on that left side on Butler was playing off. Little slant, pitch and catch, first down. Top of your screen. Butler just going to go down, run a little slant. The receiver on the inside of him ran a slant also. That's first down.
And Navarre at 6'6" can probably see that quick slant better than a lot of guys.
Yes, yeah. We talked to him yesterday. He is tall.
Here's a give to Perry. And Chris Perry, since he had his touchdown run, the sledding has not been as easy. Carruthers, the safety, made the hit.
Well, since he fumbled going for extra yardage, right. He's been holding on to the ball. He hadn't been running as freely as he did on that touchdown run.
That's correct. So 2nd down and long again. Navarre 9 of 17. The touchdown throw was to Braylon Edwards. That was good for 45 yards. Noir got a little pressure going deep on the streak on the sideline. Incomplete. Coverage from Derek Johnson over there. Some of the Michigan fans wanted a flag. Tyrese Butler was the intended receiver. Butler 6'3", 213. Braylon Edwards 6'3", 206. Much in that David Terrell mode. Everybody wants big wide receivers now. You've got a lot of them in this game.
They sure do. You know, all big receivers also that can block. I mean, you don't get on the field at Michigan unless you can block as a wide receiver.
Swanee said yesterday, just because they're big doesn't mean they can play. That's because Swanee's not quite 6'4". 3rd down and 8. Bellamy in motion toward the ball. They want to throw the screen pass, and Washington has smelled that one enough. Terry Johnson, defensive tackle, just blew that play up.
Tackle by number 99, Terry Johnson.
Johnson was on a little game. He was slanting to the outside and just slanted right into the screen. There he is right here. He's going to slant out to the right side. Number 99 is he just goes right out there with him.
Man. Here's the punt. Frederick camps under it and waits on it. Flags are down. Might be a halo violation. I don't know, unless there was
it's got to be a
block.
Yeah.
Even though he was not touched. Let's see if that's what's the call is going to be from Dennis Lipsky. Frederick is daring, I'll say that. And that's the call. And Lloyd's not happy about it. I think Lloyd's basically saying he was catching and running to the left before the guy ever got there.
Yeah, this is 6 feet.
I don't buy that one. I don't care if it's 6 feet or not.
You got to give him 6 feet 2 yards. One of the other rule changes this year is to stop that from happening. If you do get inside and if you just come down and knock the stuffings out.
I know
of
what
the
you were
guy.
going to say.
Knock the stuffings out of him. It's no longer
pitch interference on the kicking team.
What you were going to say is something you don't want to.
Yes, exactly.
That's right.
On the spot of the foul.
It used to be a 5-yard penalty. Now it's a 10-yard penalty. And if the official thinks it was unnecessary, it could be 15, or he could kick the guy out of the ball game. I saw some players last year that came and just decapitated the guy.
They took advantage of that because they figured, hey, for 5 yards, I'm going to take his head off.
So now they can kick him out of the game.
That's a good change.
Yeah.
So 1st down. Here comes a blitz on Pickett. Again, the short toss over the middle. You would be surprised if I told you that Cody Pickett has thrown 31 passes, I bet, because about half of them are that very variety where they get about 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah.
You forget he's put it up that many times.
Well, you're not going to run against Michigan.
Right.
You're just not going to run, especially on 1st down. So what they're doing is they're throwing a lot of 1st down passes, and it's just like a long handoff. Give the receiver or the back an opportunity to run with the ball after you catch it.
2nd down and 7 from the 41. Alexis, and there's what Bob's talking about. You're not going to run on this defense. No gain on the play. Let's check in with John in New York.
Brad, it's time now for the Burger King update. Colorado State, Colorado. And Cecil Sapp already with a barreling touchdown in the game. Picks up another one. Stays on his feet right here. And this will point after, though. Colorado State leads 13-0. That's your Burger King update.
I tell you what, that's become a whopper of a game.
Boy, that's been a big game. We play that right in Denver at the Denver Broncos Stadium.
That one's not busy this weekend, but it will be next weekend. Here comes the blitz on everybody. Quick slant again. Nice catch by Hooks, and he is into Michigan territory down to the 42, maybe the 41-yard line. I tell you what, Pickett's done a nice job with that play when that blitz comes all out.
He has. He recognizes it. He knows he's got it blocked. This is a blitz, so there aren't going to be any linebackers or any help for the corner on these wide receivers. And if you read the blitz and you see that you have it blocked, this is just nice, staying in there, knowing you got it blocked, and picking up a nice piece of yardage.
Perfect pass, 1st down, just outside the Michigan 41. Here's a bootleg again. Wants to throw down the middle. He's got a man, and he got him. Nope, in and out of the hands of Arnold.
See, Pickett, he knows right now he should have took another split second to stop, get your feet set, and then really throw it. He threw it going to his left, which is a little difficult, and he knows how to do it, but he just underthrew the ball a little bit. This is a nice play-action pass, and this is the route. He threw it away from the receiver, pulled him across, should have caught the ball. Could have been an easier catch, but he could have caught it. Should have caught it.
So instead, it's 2nd down and 10. Washington's never led in this game. And we're at one point down 14-0. Empty backfield. Pickett pump fakes. Now goes in the middle to his tight end. And he's got Ware again.
What a nice
near
throw.
the 20.
What a nice throw that was.
Kevin Ware moved into that spot, vacated by Jeremy Stevens. And this is only his 8th start of his career. And now penalty marker, they're bringing it back.
Well, Stevens is going to go right down and then go to the center of the field. And against Michigan that uses a lot of 2-deep zone, you got to use your tight end down the middle.
But it's all for naught.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Previous spot. Repeat. 2nd down.
So instead of a 1st down in the red zone, it's backed up to their own 48-yard line for Rick Neuheisel's Huskies. Let's check in with Swanee.
Coming down the tunnel for the second half, Rick asked him about his defensive unit, and first he said, I like what my defense is doing. We're going to continue with it. On the offensive side, he said he would like, and the operative phrase is would like, to establish a run. But he said when you're throwing the ball and that's really working for you, maybe you just have to stay with it.
That's what they'll probably do here, although Pickett brings his tail back up closer. And he wants to throw a quick fade over here. It would have been a great catch. But Marlon Jackson isn't giving up much to Wilbur Hooks.
And Marlon Jackson is going to be a good defensive back. He's a good defensive back right now, but I mean he's going to be really good.
Yep.
He's going to be one of the top ones in college football very soon.
He's a Thorpe candidate as the top defensive back and a freshman All-American last year. Here he is, number 3 with Wilbur Hooks. A lot of good instincts there. Even though it looks like Hooks was going to pull it down, he kept that one hand where he could slap it out of there. 10 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Michigan still in front. Pickett pump fakes, now wants it all the other way. Double coverage out there, though. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. Frederick caught it off a ricochet.
How did that get through?
I thought it was going to be intercepted, and Charles Fredericks got it for a touchdown. 51 yards, and the Huskies are in front.
Frederick, the player that was suspended by Rick Neuheisel earlier in the spring, says go by, get your mind straight. This is what the quarterback wants. He wants to throw it up, and he wants your receiver to take it away from him.
It never was deflected.
Curry just didn't make a play on it. Yeah, 26 Curry didn't make a play on it.
John Anderson for the point after. Again, the snap's a little shaky, but this extra point is good. And Cody Pickett, the 51-yard touchdown pass to Charles Frederick, and all of a sudden the Huskies have silenced 111,000 in Ann Arbor. Charles Frederick on the sideline, got a little Bob Marley thing going on. He's a happy wide receiver. I don't know how that pass had enough eyes to get to his hands, but he stayed with it. Great concentration. It capped a 61-yard drive with a 51-yard touchdown pass, and now Washington's in front for the first time today.
He's not homesick now, is he?
I don't think so. Anderson kicks down to the 5. LeSueur coming the other way, and he's out to about the 27-yard line.
Go back and take a look at the touchdown. It's just good pass protection. 3 steps of pump and go. He just threw this ball up there. Now look at this. Look at this right now. I mean, how is he going to come out with that ball? 2 defenders going up. That's the Curry brothers. Frederick stays with it, makes the play, and the Michigan defenders fall away.
And a big smile on the touchdown for Frederick at the 26-yard line now. Michigan with a first down. Now they're going to have to answer for the first time today. They've been in front throughout the ball game. B.J. Askew got out close to the 30-yard line, picked up close to 4. Reminder, at the conclusion of today's game, we'll select the Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Boy, Washington had some big 3rd down conversions on that last drive. They had a 3rd and 7, and Pickett found Hooks for 13, and then on 3rd and 20, a 51-yard touchdown pass. Now Michigan, with the crowd stunned a little bit, trying to regain the lead from their own 30-yard line. John Navarre, plenty of time, and now running out of it, and down he goes. It won't be a sack. They trip him up about a half-yard past the line of scrimmage. Manasseh Hapoy from his defensive end spot made the stop.
Well, the coverage downfield was there, and what John Navarre will not do, he is not a scrambler. He is 6'6" and about 228 pounds, and he is not an elusive scrambler. He is a pocket passer. And what if you do that, then if you're not going to scramble, what you have to do is say, all right, the time's up. I'm just going to throw it into the ground, throw it close to somebody, throw an incomplete pass where I don't take a loss of yardage.
He's done very well on third down. High snap, though, as he works from the gun. Comes across the middle. He's got another first down conversion. He's got more than that. Tyrese Butler. And he makes it onto the Washington side of the field, down to the 48-yard line.
Navarre's had some tough third downs. That was the fourth 3rd and 10 or more. That was for 22 yards, and this is just going to go like a little square in. You're going to go down, break to the inside. That's a good play right there. If he breaks that tackle by Carruthers, he may have gone all the way.
And he has to come out on the sideline to get his shoe back on. Reggie Williams threw a shoe on a 74-yard reception last year for Washington's side of the ball. And trying to weave his way is B.J. Askew, and maybe got two. Aliile Faliula made the first hit.
That's good, partner. Now we can call him Tui.
You can call him whatever you want.
Tui Aliile Faliula.
Good job.
Yeah, now we call him Tui the rest of the game.
Former player of the year from Alaska.
Middle name is Nelson. But Michigan scored on 2 of their first 4 possessions, and Washington has scored the next 20 points.
Now it's Michigan's turn, you would think. That's what they're hoping. That's what the fans are hoping. 3 wide out offense from the Husky 46. Huskies thinking about a blitz. They're going to bring it, and trying to run the other way is Askew. He runs into Cooper and gets what he can. He got close to the 40, maybe the 41-yard line. Coming up next, our holiday weekend bash presented by AT&T Wireless continues. Regional college football action as Virginia and Florida State will get together, and defending Big Ten champ Illinois will battle Missouri. ABC Sports, the class of college football. And a lot of people think that Al Gross troops are in for not a good day after Florida State last week. But
yeah, Florida State was up, what, 24-0, and then hang on to win, and then now they go home. And Virginia's got to go down there. You would think that Florida State would tend to business. Let's put it that way.
Second, make it 3rd down and 3. Navarre off play action. Man wide open in the flat. It's Askew. BJ inside the 25. Nice cutback. Still on his feet. He's got it all the way to the 11-yard line.
He wanted the end zone.
Did he ever? 30 yards. He almost got it.
Yeah, he wanted to get there. It's a nice little play action.
DJ told us, you know, I'm a senior now. I don't care so much about stats. I want to win games.
Now Askew lined up at the halfback. Now look at this. He just, I'm not going to be tackled very easily. You know, I like that attitude. Nice young man. We talked to him yesterday afternoon.
At the 11-yard line, first down. They give it off to Perry. Perry with a cutback, got down to the 10 as we check in with John Saunders in New York. John?
Right, you know that Joe Paterno's coming off back-to-back losing seasons for the first time in his career. Facing Central Florida today, Zach Mills, who's going to be a key factor this year, finds Tony Johnson. He does the work, touchdown. Penn State right now with a 20-9 lead over Central Florida.
I told you earlier I like those Johnson guys.
Yep.
That's 2 of them for touchdowns.
Got some players up there.
2nd down and 8. Michigan can get a first down inside the 1. Navarre wants to throw, quickly does, inside the 5, and it's down to about the 2. The ball is loose, I think, unless they blew it dead. Washington says they've got it. The officials have given no indication.
The way the officials are looking for it, it doesn't look like they've blown it dead.
Braylon Edwards, the guy that caught it. And with no indication, The assumption you make is it's Wolverine ball, and they spot it down at about the 2-yard line. And that's where it is. So now, as I said earlier, they can get a first down with a pickup of about a yard. A yard and a half will get them a touchdown. In fact, they're going to bring the sticks out to have a look the way it is. I thought it was a little short, but we'll see if the field is crooked or not. About that much. Half the length of the football. So now with a 6'6" quarterback, do you just lean forward?
A lot of different things you could do here. You can say, all right, we're going to go for it twice. You know, we're going to run it twice. We'll surely pick up a first down, if not a touchdown. Or you can just go ahead and maybe go for the touchdown with a pass here, and then come back with a run to pick up the first down later. So a lot of different ways you can go right here.
Michigan's got about 100 tight ends in there. Third down and inches. The handoff, Perry, touchdown, Michigan. Chris Perry's second touchdown of the day. This one short distance after the other one was long distance. And the Wolverines have tied it up and a chance to take the lead. And now the crowd comes back into it. An extra point away from the lead.
Extra points have been kind of exciting today.
Troy Einberg's going to try this one. Different kicker. And he got it. So Michigan's back in front, courtesy of Chris Perry's second touchdown of the day with 5:30 to go third quarter. Michigan by a point. Michigan has regained the lead, but should they have had possession of the ball when they scored? Let's take a look at the catch that got them down close.
This was the play just before the touchdown. This is Braylon Edwards. Watch the ball come out before he hits the ground. Right there, the ball's out, and he's still off the ground.
And guys, it's a young receiver's mistake. Sure, you want to reach out for the first down, but not when you're surrounded by 4 guys.
And he got hit by everybody.
You know that in that area, you're going to get hit by everybody.
Grab's kick goes to Frederick, who has a touchdown as a receiver. And Frederick trying to weave his way to the 25. So 21-20 Michigan. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest lasting trucks on the road. Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade. Is it in you? Pacific Life, annuities, insurance, and investments. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life. And Capital One, who asks, what's in your wallet? So the Huskies now working from their own 25, again behind.
But they're on a roll. Offensively, Washington has scored touchdowns on 3 of their last 4 drives. The other one, they missed a field goal. So they've moved the ball all 4 times their last possessions.
Alexis got about 3. Sunday, ESPN2 has the battle for bragging rights in the Bluegrass State. Couple of big quarterbacks in that one. Dave Ragone of Louisville, Jared Lorenzen of Kentucky. 6 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2 for more information. Log on to ESPN.com. John Smith there and Dave Ragone, and Louisville's had a couple good seasons in a row.
Bunch of good quarterbacks around. 2 good ones in that game.
Yep. Here's a quick toss. Frederick again. And he's got a first down out to the 40. So back and forth we go. And it has not really been Reggie Williams' day. It's been number 10.
Well, they've thrown a bunch of balls to Williams, but they're throwing away from Williams and Jackson. Frederick is caught 5 balls now. Top guy in the screen. Going to just run a little slant. Both receivers run slants. He picks the outside guy to throw it to. And that's, you know, they're going to benefit from being opposite Reggie Williams all year long.
That's true. He's got 5 catches for 88 yards. Alexis Boy, Rich is going to say, you know what? I carried 20 times against Michigan in the big house. That's the good news. What's the bad news? I got about 20 yards. Actually, 18 carries for 24 yards.
Yeah, well, you know, you're not going to make a lot of yardage unless he breaks a big one. And, you know, the chances of that happening aren't real good. But it's all part of the offense. You can't throw it on every down.
Right.
Maybe a draw play might be good.
Last year, Washington averaged 2.9 per carry. That was second to last in the Pac-10 for rushing. Second down and 9 here. Cody Pickett's going to take a timeout. The play clock was winding down on him with 3:35. Good ball game going. Don't go away. We'll be back to Ann Arbor in a moment.
Great. Credit card bill.
Michigan by a point with 3:35 remaining third quarter. It's good to take pride in your tuba. That baby looks like it got polished this morning. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, and our ABC crew. You can see how blue the skies are over the big house in Ann Arbor. On this final day of August, earliest start ever for these two football teams, and it's been a good one. 21-20. Frederick, the intended receiver, on Pickett there on a quick slant. And that was a little too hot for him to handle.
Cody Pickett has played well. As I mentioned, they'd scored touchdowns 3 of the last 4 possessions, and it's because of his initiative and his drive, because they're throwing it. They're not doing it on the ground. They're doing it through the air. Michigan is mixing it up defensively. They're sending linebackers. They're sending some defensive backs. The last time he called timeout is because he didn't have enough time to check off, and it was a blitz, and he just got out of a bad play by calling the timeout.
Hasn't thrown to Reggie Williams yet this half. Throws complete. And it's Jackson to the other side. A little bit short of the first down, though, it looked like, on 3rd down and long. Looks like he's about a yard shy. Zia Combs made the tackle. Jackson, a junior college transfer, as I said, built almost exactly like Reggie Williams, and Rick Neuheisel's going to have to give it up.
Rick's been in this stadium a few times.
Yes, he has. Been here as a player, as a backup player. He's been here as a assistant coach, the quarterback coach for Colorado, and one of those stunning plays ever in this stadium.
Yep.
He's been here as a head coach at Colorado and came away. He said, I got pasted.
Did good times and bad times.
Yep. McLaughlin to punt. Low snap. Let's see if he can get it off. No, he won't. That's been killing Washington all day. Their deep snaps on extra points, field goals, and punts, and this one is really going to haunt them unless there's a flag down, because everybody's just standing around right now.
I thought I heard a whistle delay a game before the ball snapped.
Would that be fortuitous?
25-second clock expired.
Oh my!
I rule dead ball.
Delay of game.
Delay of game on the kicking team.
Madavi is the punt
5-yard
snapper.
penalty remains 4th down.
That is the greatest penalty Washington will ever want to accept.
Was it Madavi or Galloway?
I think it's Galloway. Well, Madavi's out there now. Madavi,
I think he does the punt snapping, and Galloway does the field goal. And yeah, it's Madavi.
So Ben's going to try to get one spiraled back there this time. Second chance for McLaughlin, and this one's bad too. But he gets the kick away, and he hits it a mile. Wow. No hang time. He just wanted to get it off his foot. Let's get it out of here.
Yeah, that's right.
55-yard kick.
For sure.
And Michigan will work from its own 20-yard line with a 1-point lead. Our Pacific Life game summary. In this third quarter, the pass that had eyes through the Curry brothers into Charles Frederick, 51 yards for a touchdown for Washington. And then Michigan might have gotten a break when Braylon Edwards appeared to have fumbled down close. But Michigan maintained possession, and Chris Perry did the rest. That's what put them in front, 21-20. So we still have a 4th quarter to go and 2 minutes and 32 seconds of this third. 111,491.
Wow.
5th largest crowd ever.
They got the band out of the stands and sitting them on along the side there.
Yeah, that gives you a few more bodies to put in.
There you go.
First down, Wolverines. On the give. Washington's been a little stingy with the ground game too. Josh Miller made the tackle there. Huskies have gotten better and better since Perry ripped off that long run in the first quarter for Michigan's first touchdown.
This defense returns 5 starters, only 5 starters from last year's team. They lost a couple pretty good ones. Larry Triplett,
really good one,
went on to the NFL, as did Omari Lowe. Davi is unquestionably the leader of that group.
Omari Lowe had the 2 biggest plays of the game last year. A blocked field goal, and then about 3 plays later, an interception he took in himself. That's what turned the tide in the Huskies' favor. Pass too far in front of B.J. Askew. He was reaching out there as far as he could in front of Rock Alexander, but he couldn't draw it in. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Don't forget, Notre Dame tonight. Brand new season, brand new coach. Ty Willingham and the Irish will take on Ralph Regent and the Maryland Terrapins. It's the Kickoff Classic. Our holiday weekend bash presented by AT&T Wireless will continue tonight. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. The class of college football.
That's a bunch of new looks. New look coach for Notre Dame, and Ralph Regent's got his new look.
Yeah, Ralph's about 35 down.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Good for him.
Navarre trying to throw a quick slant, had it batted down and almost intercepted. Washington saying our ball, our ball. The officials are disagreeing. No, they're not disagreeing. Huskies have it.
How are you 6'6" and you get the ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage?
I was just bragging about that earlier on those quick slants, that he was throwing them well because of his height, and he threw this one right into the pile. And the Huskies had to sell it. Boy, they were selling it to the officials.
The offensive line has got to, when you're going to throw the ball quickly, the offensive line has got to attack the defensive line to get their hands down so you can throw over the defensive line.
Kai Ellis is the guy that intercepted it. He's had a sack, an interception. He's hurried the quarterback several times today. And a week ago, they were wondering whether or not he was going to be healthy enough to start. Here's Washington at the Michigan 20. Pickett might want it all on the first play. To the end zone, to Frederick. Couldn't pull it in. And it's coverage out there from Zia Combs.
Yeah, he was covered. He just thrown it out there. Let's go back to the previous play. Watch right here.
There's Kai Ellis, 90.
Right there, it was a little game. It was a little twist.
He slapped it right to himself.
He came inside. Yeah, he slapped it to himself. The defensive linemen were man blocking, so when he slid to the inside, nobody was knocking his hands down.
Wow, what a huge play. What a game for Kai Ellis, their senior defensive end. Talk about a tip drill. He tips it to himself. 2nd down at the 20. Pickett got a man open in the flats. Alexis. And Alexis got about 4 before he's run out of bounds by Victor Hobson. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down situation. Now you wonder what Rick is thinking here 2 plays ahead, because
yeah.
The field goal unit has not been very strong.
Yeah, you wonder if he's even going to try a field goal. I mean, you got the option of maybe getting it blocked and going the other way.
Right.
I mean, it has not been pretty. So, you know, it's 3rd and 6. You might tell your coordinator, Keith Gilbertson, hey, we got 2 plays to make 6 yards.
Here it's 3rd down and 6 at the 16. Michigan's going to bring it all. Quick throw and a nice open field tackle out there, put on by Marcus Curry.
And that's big. Everybody else on your team is blitzing. If a guy catches and breaks a tackle, he's in the end zone. Just come up and make a tackle.
That's having a lot of faith in your corners. Right?
That's what he did.
Yep.
That's what he did.
And they will bring out the field goal unit. John Anderson.
Brad, as maybe as bad as the kicking game might be for Washington, here's a situation where you got to give your kicker a chance, and maybe the confidence of kicking a field goal here might boost him over the edge and be a better kicker for the rest of your season. You don't let him kick, you're just sending a wrong message.
Well, they let him kick, and he's got this one. You're right, Swanee. 3 out of 4 against Michigan last year. Had 1 blocked earlier, but he knocks through this 30-yarder. And now getting slapped on the helmet by his teammates. So exactly what Lynn Swann was talking about. That might be what he needs the rest of this day and the rest of the 11-game schedule. Who knows?
Well, he's a good kicker. Anderson's a good kicker. It's just the snapper, new snapper Galloway, and the block. It's Drake, number 24, that got in there and almost got a piece of it. But Anderson has been a good kicker for a long time.
Regaining the lead, the Huskies, as we seesaw back and forth. 30-yard field goal. It was only a 4-play drive, a 4-yard drive, and 7 plays. Took a minute. Remember, that started with Kai Ellis one-handed interception. Cody Pickett, Rick Neuheisel over there with Taylor Barton, the backup quarterback, all talking about it. A lot of football left.
Good ball game, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And I congratulate these two schools for getting together.
Don't forget LSU and Virginia Tech. Another intersectional rivalry will heat up tomorrow in Blacksburg, and that'll be a good one. 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific. ABC Sports, the class of college football. Anderson with a kick. LeSueur's about 6 yards deep. He says, nah, let's just take it out to the 20 and start there.
I think the coach got in his ear the last time he ran it out from back there.
That's right.
He says, all right, I ain't doing that again.
Yeah, he took that one about 7 yards deep and got pasted at the 15. This time they'll start at the 20. And there's the drive, the third lead change today. And you can really put out of that 3 points, give about 2 of them to Kai Ellis. He's the guy that came up with the interception, and then Anderson knocked in the field goal.
Now look at Rick. It's hot down there. He's wearing a sweater vest.
He's got to have that golf sweater vest.
He's got to have that
time.
vest on. That's Rick. You know?
That's Rick.
I mean, it's hot down there.
It's as much Rick as Spurrier and Stoops with the visors.
Yeah,
you know? It's just part of the deal.
That's right.
At the 20, they fake the draw. An off-play action, come up throwing.
Boy, did he fit that one in.
I guess so, because that thing looked like it was a possibility of getting intercepted. Instead, Ronald Bellamy got it for a 12-yard gain.
Jafar Williams, the linebacker, was out there. He had to throw it. There he goes, covered by Alexander. I don't know if you're going to see the linebacker come into the picture or not, but you don't.
He was in front of it, though.
Yeah, he was in front of it, and you had to throw it over and around him.
That was one of those where everybody was kind of holding their breath to see if the linebacker was going to pick it off. Instead, he zipped it right in there. Nice play fake by Navarre. Deep out, got a man wide open at the 45, and Calvin Bell took himself down.
He had 30 yards to run.
He just couldn't find his footing. He found the football. That's your first order of business, and then try to gather yourself. And he got all turned around. Down he went. His first catch, but it's a big one.
This is a play Michigan uses all the time. And instead of running both receivers across the field, they took Bell halfway over and then took him back where he came from. There wasn't a guy within 30 yards of him.
At least he got Michigan a big first down, because right now they trail by 2 at the end of the third quarter. 23-21. ABC Sports presentation of college football will return after this message and a word from our ABC station.
You're watching ABC Sports, the class of college football.
We start the fourth quarter with Michigan trailing Washington by 2, but a first down at the Husky 40. End around possibly coming. There it is. Quarterback got a good block, and Ronald Bellamy down the sideline. John Navarre stuck his nose in there, and that helped spring his wide receiver for a good gain.
Well, Michigan, you can count on Michigan running a couple reverses every game. Normally it's number 27, Bell, but this time it's Bellamy. Quarterback right there gets a block.
I like that.
I like that too. That's tough.
I don't know if
you stole my line, partner.
I don't know if the quarterback got a block or if he took a block.
He cartwheeled him, I'll tell you that. Nice play fake by Navarre. Wide open is his tight end. Inside the 20, and it's Benny Joppru. And now Michigan's got something working. First catch of the day for the captain of the offense, Benny Joppru.
This is a play Michigan has gone to a lot over the years. Fake the quarterback this way and go back here. He's going to hit the tight end out in the flat. Fake the run. Now he's wide open. Now he makes a nice move right here just to avoid the tackle. Get another 10 yards.
Just inside the 18-yard line. Michigan in scoring territory in the red zone again. And here's Williams straight up the middle. Put a hand down to keep his balance. Got inside the 15 to the 14. We go inside the studio in New York to John Saunders.
Brad, we talked about it before today. Alabama playing just for pride this season. Can't go to a bowl facing Middle Tennessee State here. Ahmad Galloway, 33 yards, great run, spins his way into the end zone, and Alabama increases their lead 29-14.
Said they can't go to a bowl. They're going to Hawaii.
They're going to Hawaii,
yeah.
They got that baby locked in.
End of the year.
Second down. Perry straight up the middle. And Chris might have a first down, I think. Marcus Cooper brought him down. It looks like it's first and goal Michigan unless they have to bring the chains out to look at it. Nope, they won't. First down. This one's getting interesting.
It's an impressive drive by Michigan offensively. And after that deflected pass was intercepted and Washington got the field goal, they come right back and they're threatening to score a touchdown.
Chris Perry approaching the century mark. 16 carries, 96 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He'll get it again. Digs into the middle of that pile and keeps his legs going, and we got down to the 3.
Bob and Brad, this is exactly what Lloyd Carr wanted. One of the other things he told me at the end of the half, he said in the second quarter, he felt his defense was on the field way too long. And what he wanted to do in the second half is make sure his offense could put together some long, sustained drives. That way his defense could get rested, then come out and play much more aggressively on the football field.
Well, they were out there way too long. That time of possession was really lopsided in the first half. They bring in the big fullback now, Sanderson. About 283 pounds of him. Perry behind him. Perry. Touchdown, Michigan. Chris Perry's third of the day from 3 out. And the Wolverines are back in front.
Impressive drive, good passing, got him down there, and then the run game got him in.
80 yards and 8 plays. Extra point. Nyberg up and good. 12:40 remaining in the ball game. Back and forth we go. It's Michigan in front. Philip Brabs to kick off now that Michigan's back in front. High short kick. Somebody's got to play on this. It'll be Frederick from the 9. But he's not going anywhere. Fired up Michigan special teams. Drop him at about the 16-yard line.
Let's go back to the touchdown. This is good stuff. Ba's over here. He's going to come and pull. Here's Sanderson. He's like a guard in the backfield. 289 pounds. Look at the blocks that these guys get. Right here. Right there's their block. Look at the hole that they opened for Perry. I mean, that you don't get that size holes inside the 5-yard line.
And for Chris Perry, matches his career high, and this ain't Bowling Green, with all due respect to Bowling Green. 103 yards and 3 touchdowns for Chris Perry. And now the crowd coming to life. Washington trying to battle back. Alexis gets it out near the 20. Rumashek, Lazarus over there to make the stop. Michigan Stadium, the 5th largest crowd. I don't know how come we couldn't get 84 more people in here. We could have broken a record. 111,491 of our friends in here with yours truly, Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, and our ABC crew as we have a heck of a game to start our holiday weekend bash that carries you all the way through Monday night with Auburn and USC. And this has been a dandy. Pac-10 and Big Ten, both are thinking Rose Bowl or bigger. And it has been a seesaw battle here in the second half. Michigan leads by 5. Cody Pickett throws it out. Frederick couldn't hold on to it. Marcus Curry was out there. It was a little bit high.
This Husky offense has been impressive all day long. They've been scoring 23 points against a defense that's one of the best in the country. And Cody Pickett has played well. Frederick's played well. The offensive line has given him time to throw. Reggie Williams has been there. They just can't run the football to do anything. But I think Rick knew that coming in. So they're doing what they have to do, and that is throwing the ball. They've thrown it 42 times so far.
We saw that statistic about come from behind victories in that young coach's 4 years in Washington. 26 wins, 19 have come from behind efforts. So they're going to have to come from behind again with 11:44 left in the ball game.
And
they're down 7.
13 of them were in the 4th quarter.
Flags all over the place. They'll blow it dead. I think it's going to be a legal procedure
Prior
on
to the
Washington.
snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
Might have been Khalif Barnes, the left tackle, who came out of his stance just a bit. With the crowd noise now, it's going to change things, and the closer they get to that end zone, the louder it's going to get.
You know, we asked Rick yesterday why so many come from behind on 3rd down. He says, well, we just never give up. He says it's by nature. We just never give up.
Well, regardless of what happens on this 3rd down, there's still a lot of football left. 3rd down and 12. Pickett pressured down the middle, got it. And I don't know if it's good enough for a 1st down, because there's a Wolverine sandwich right there, and Pat Reddick's in the middle of it. There was about 5 in maize and blue to drill him, but he might have gotten enough for the 1st down, because if you look where the official is saying to spot the football, I think they've got it.
Well, they drove him back, but it's where he caught the ball. That was his forward momentum.
I said the length of the football on the last one, and it was about 2/3 of the length of the ball. I'm going to say the same thing here.
And if this is for the 1st down, it's a great play by Paul Arnold, the converted running back. You know, there are a lot of little things you have to learn how to do as a wide receiver in critical situation. A long 1st down, you just got to make sure you get the yardage. And he came very close to getting that yardage.
He made it.
He made it. That was Reddick, though, not Arnold. 21. And he comes out to the sideline.
You go look. Receiver's going to run a square in.
Had to go up high for it. He might have gotten a pretty good spot. I don't know. Hard to tell from there or from here. 2 tight ends now for Washington. It's been a quiet half for their freshman All-American Reggie Williams, but other guys have picked up the slack. Pickett, look out. Had to get it out there and got it to Williams.
It's his first reception of the 2nd half. I don't know how the quarterback got rid of that one.
I don't either. He got a mouthful of Wolverine as soon as he let go of the ball.
Yeah, that was a great play. You know, we talk about blitzing all the time, and you know, blitzing is a defensive term. Normally when we talk about blitzing, we talk about linebackers. You know, you defensive linemen are usually the ones that rush the passer. But when you talk about blitzing, it's the linebackers that do the blitzing. They come in, the 2 middle linebackers can come inside. The center usually is responsible for one, but if the other guy is not blocked, picked up, then you can have a good blitz and you can get something done. But if the offensive side picks up the blitz, then they can get something done downfield, because it's usually single coverage everywhere.
And today, Cody Pickett several times has shown that quick slant when the blitz came from one side. He went where that area was vacated, and he's had some good passes.
He did a great job getting rid of that ball.
He's got a 3rd down again. He's been hit, knocked down, and dragged around. These aren't roping calves he's playing against, but he's got 300 plus and 2 touchdowns. Long stretch handoff. Alexis broke into the clear. Rich Alexis, 1 man to beat. Inside the 30, down the sideline. And he catches him at the 3-yard line. Charles Drake saved a touchdown.
Outstanding blocking over that side. Cody Pickett barely got the ball to him. It was a stretch play around the outside, around the end. Take a look at the play. From the end zone. It's a stretch play. He barely got him the football. Good blocking. Diggs, the linebacker, gets blocked. And then the wide receivers do a nice job out there. Hooks gets a block. And Drake just takes an angle and gives the defense a chance to hold him out of the end zone.
Remember all that stuff I said about I carried it a lot in the big house, but only had 20 yards to show for it. Try 59 in one pop. Rich, 1st and goal at the 6. He'll get it again. Got it to the 5. Victor Hobson made the stop along with Julius Curry. So Washington's got it 2nd and goal with a chance to take the lead back.
You know, before that, we talked about Rich Alexis having so many carries without so much yardage. We're saying, well, you got to do it. You know,
right.
The passing game is there. You can't pass all the time. And I think that's an instance where just one of those running plays popped. I think the passing games definitely helped spring that play.
2nd and goal. Kevin Ware is the tight end. He's been one of Pickett's favorite targets, but it's a draw play to Alexis. He's close.
Good call. I like the draw play. Even on the goal line, you show pass, everybody relaxes, and then you run it.
And they're down inside the 1. As you can see, Rich actually put the ball down on the goal line, but it's 3rd down. And this is 2-down territory when you're trailing by 5, because you're not going to get many shots down this close.
Yeah, I like the call. Keith Gilbertson, the offensive coordinator. Knee was down before the ball was across the line.
Gilby's the closest one right there in your screen. And it's 3rd down and goal. And now Tuiasosopo, the lead man. He's the fullback in the eye, Alexis Ateo. They fake it, they option, and it's a walk-in for Alexis. Touchdown, Washington.
It's about the 1st or 2nd time we've seen the option today, and they pull it out on the goal line.
The crowd again silenced, except those 5,000 or so wearing purple. 29-28. Do you go for 2 here?
I think you go for 2. It's 4th quarter.
And good for Rich. He has worked awfully hard today and has 2 touchdowns to show for it after that 59-yarder. A lot of times they take a guy out,
yeah.
Give him a breather. They just left him in there.
Hey, I got it down there. Let me get it in.
3 wideouts for Pickett.
They got 2-point conversion plays they work on all the time, and this is one of the ones they've worked on.
Reggie Williams up there on the top of your screen, but they're coming the other way. Fade for Frederick, trying to underthrow and let him make the adjustment, and a flag is down. Marlon Jackson was covering. It appears as though we're going to have an interference on a 2-point conversion, which you don't see that often, and that is the call.
Michigan only had 10 players on the field, and one of the defensive backs was trying to call timeout.
That was Marlon Jackson,
Pass
Bob.
interference on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat.
Now, there's nobody
Try
lined
over.
up out here over Frederick. You see he throws his arm up, and then Jackson comes out and starts grabbing him.
So don't blame Jackson. It wasn't his guy.
Jackson was signaling the sideline timeout. We only got 10 guys.
Wow.
Not only was it that, Bob, he also wanted to get to the other side to cover Williams. He was on the wrong guy.
Yeah.
This may completely change the complexion of the 2-point conversion. Now it's at the 1.5-yard line. Play action. Pickett still looking. Got a man in and out of the hands of Ware. It looks like Drake got a hand on it. So the 2-pointer goes for naught. But Washington has indeed regained the lead, courtesy of a long run by Alexis, and then on the option pitch, the 1-yard score. Washington 29, Michigan 28. Washington back in front. 29-28. They missed the 2-point conversion. The 5th lead change of the ball game. But with that failed 2-point conversion, a field goal for Michigan. Although there's a lot of time left at 8:24, a field goal could still win it. Anderson's got it teed up.
These guys, these 2 teams played a heck of a game last year.
Yep.
And they're doing the same thing this year.
That's Chris Perry. LeSueur is back there with him. Jeremy will have a shot, and he won't bring it out. So at the 20, we will start Michigan offensively. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by AT&T. Welcome to M-Life, AT&T Wireless. Dodge, you can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. Valvoline Max Life, the first motor oil formulated for higher mileage engines. And Olive Garden, where great Italian food tells you when you're here, you're family. Now the Michigan family now holding its collective breath, trailing 9th-ranked Washington by 1. John Navarre, 16 of 27, 226 yards, a touchdown, and an interception so far today. He'll be called on again right here. Screen pass, B.J. Askew. And a lot of Huskies there to meet him. It'll be a loss on the play. Madavi, the linebacker, made the stop. Timeout, still 3 left. Their longest drive today was a dandy 80 yards to give them the lead, and they've been pretty good on 3rd down conversions. Edwards and Bellamy are the wide receivers. Looking for Askew, and again, as they did the last time they had the ball, too far in front of him. And the coverage from Jafar Williams, the outside linebacker. Trying to get anything in the hands of a playmaker. Askew can do it. He's got good hands. Just those passes were a little bit off the mark.
Askew has caught 47 career passes. So over the last 2 or 3 years, caught a lot of balls, 5 of them for touchdowns. So we want to get involved. Terry Malone, the new offensive coordinator, wants to get all 5 guys, receivers and backs, involved in the offense.
3 wideouts now. Butler, Edwards, and Bellamy. Bellamy in motion toward the ball. Navarre getting flushed, in trouble. And down he goes, and he got hammered. That's not what Michigan was looking for in that possession.
Well, he had been good on 3rd downs. He had converted 7 of the last 9 into 1st downs.
So it's 3 and out, and the Wolverines have to punt. Oh, and they got close, but a good kick by Finley. Frederick camps under, and he dropped the ball. Did he get it back? I think it hopped right back to him. Almost scraped out of there by Ernest Shazer. Washington in front. They've got the ball when we come back. The big house is full in Ann Arbor, over 111,000. 9th ranked Washington is leading. Number 10 Michigan 29-28. That much time left. 6 minutes 57 seconds left in this one. The Pac-10 and the Big Ten both with high expectations, aspirations of a Rose Bowl or better, and this is only the first game of the season, but oh, how big is it? And getting bigger all the time.
Both teams are really playing well offensively, which is impressive because that was the downside of these teams last year.
Alexis back to the line of scrimmage if he's lucky. Just under 7 minutes left on Pacific Life game summary. Chris Perry's had a huge game today for Michigan, his best day ever for the Wolverines, including that touchdown, his 3rd of the day. But back came Washington in this 4th quarter. Rich Alexis has been struggling all day. He rips off a 59-yarder as he breaks containment. He's knocked out by Charles Drake, but it's only momentary. On the option, a couple of plays later on the flip from Pickett, Alexis walks in. That has given Washington the 1-point lead that they have right now from their own 34-yard line with a 2nd down and 10. Here's that stretch play. It was a big gainer last time. This time Michigan drops him at the line of scrimmage, so the Wolverine defense is showing up when it has to. Lazarus is the guy that made initial contact.
And Bob and Brad, here's where that running game as an asset becomes valuable, not just in trying to break a play, but in controlling the clock. Washington's running game has been good enough to keep Michigan somewhat off balance at times. But here's the time you need that positive run yardage to control the clock and get to those 3rd and short situations.
And it was amazing how much they did control the clock in the first half without a running game, but they did it with short passes that were completed across the middle and the few runs that they mixed in good for 1st downs. 3rd and long. Here comes a blitz. Pickett, quick slant, incomplete. Intended for Williams and broken up by Jackson. How many times have we said that today?
And they've been a battle all day. Michigan will get the ball back. Talking about time of possession, Washington has had 11 more minutes than Michigan has.
Hey, Bob, remember when we asked Reggie Williams what kind of receiver he saw himself like? He said David Boston.
Yeah.
And I'm recalling the matchup between David Boston and Charles Woodson when they play here, Ohio State versus Michigan. And the guy with the better technique on defense won that matchup.
And he's doing a pretty good job today. Although Williams has caught some balls the second half, he's been pretty quiet. 1 catch in this half. McLaughlin to punt. Remember, he had 5 blocked last year. Michigan's well aware of that. They blocked 5 last year. Low snap. He's going to keep it. It's a fake. And now a quick kick on the run. And he shanks it out of bounds. Let's see where they're going to spot it. Outside the 40. They're still walking up the sideline. 45-yard line. So that didn't work so well.
That was not a planned play. It was a bad snap by Galloway, no, by Madavi. There's a snap. It's a bad snap, and then punter sees that the guy is inside.
And he tries one of those soccer kicks, and out of bounds. Taken over at the 45-yard line is Michigan. So a golden opportunity with a 20-yard shank punt for the Wolverines. Nice play fake. Navarre all by himself on the bootleg. Took a lick as he threw it, and it's incomplete. Time permitting, stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report featuring scores and highlights from across the country. John and Terry will be along to bring you all those scores and highlights. And don't forget, this is just the beginning of our holiday weekend bash. And these two teams have been bashing each other now for close to an hour. 5:22 remaining. Michigan trailing at home. They may not get their hands on it again if they don't get a first down. Navarre, quick toss across the middle, spinning, and coming up just a little bit short is Braylon Edwards. And now the biggest third down of the day upcoming for the Wolverines.
Well, they came out and throwing the football, threw it on first down, almost hit the completion, just missed it to Edwards, came back to Edwards again. This is critical that they pick up this third down.
It's under 5 minutes now, and you never know, you may never get it back. They're over 50% on the third down conversions today. Third down and a healthy yard to go. Askew looks like he's going to be the lead blocker for Perry. Perry's got the first and then some. Inside the 40 for Chris Perry. First down, Michigan.
Terry Malone, the offensive coordinator. He's right behind the post here. Can't see him real good. But the quarterback coach, the one that's the new guy on the block, Scott Leffler, he came in, and it makes a big difference to a quarterback to have somebody to go talk to. Scott Leffler, a quarterback here, went off to Central Michigan, has just come back this year, and I think it's helped the play of John Navarre to have a guy that he can go and talk to in a quarterback coach.
Perry's got 111 yards. He still has 111 yards. It's a career high in rushing for him, though, as we will work our way inside 4 minutes.
Bob, I took the time to ask Rick Neuheisel about the difference in having a offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach. And he said, you know, the great thing about having a coordinator who is not your quarterback coach is that you don't always get inside the head of that quarterback about every little thing. The coordinator can concentrate on the passing game. That quarterback coach concentrates on the technique. He says the downside of it sometimes is that, well, if the offensive coordinator is a coordinator, he's thinking pass all the time.
That's true. Rick was never a coordinator. Was a quarterback coach, and a good one, though. Askew fumbled the ball, but he's out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
Well, the other thing, too, is if your coordinator has never played the position.
Right.
I mean, how can you coach a guy that if you never played the position? And Scott Leffler coming in, he knows what the quarterbacks go through.
And Terry Malone has said, you know what, I've been an offensive line coach my whole life, and, you know, I know if the pass is completed or not, but I can't coach a quarterback.
And I'm sure, you know, Terry and Scott Leffler are both in the booth. So I'm sure that Malone is asking Leffler, say, all right, give us a good pass here. I want to call a good pass.
Let's see what he calls. Third down, Navarre, and that's a good call. It's a great catch by Butler, and the Butler does it inside the 20.
John Navarre has played a great game, and that was a great throw right there.
Gutsy.
You've got to pick up this first down, and he's not open that far. He drops back. You know, you got to have this ball right on line.
Wow.
Look at this.
That's perfect.
I mean, that's a game breaker right there. I mean, they got 3 minutes left to play.
And Grease, that is the fourth key catch on third down by Tyrese Butler. So give him a little bit of credit too. 5 for 77, none bigger than that one. First down, Michigan. Inside the Washington 20. Back to Perry they go. And Chris is down to about the 16. Kai Ellis in on the tackle.
Less than 3 minutes to play. The field goal kicking today has not been stellar. So I'm sure that Lloyd does not want to leave this up to his field goal kicker.
I didn't mean to laugh when you said stellar. I know you said not stellar in front of it, but you lost me. Second down. A long handoff to Perry. Weaving his way back inside. He might have a first down. Very close to it inside the 10-yard line. Evan Benjamin made the tackle, but Chris Perry with his best day ever for the Wolverines.
Well, he's going behind the right side. That's Pape over there and Petrozello. A good tough running. This has been a hard-hitting, tough game. You know, we were talking to Bo Schembechler the other day, and he says, I want to get the toughness back in these guys. He says, we've heard it, this Michigan team is talented, but they're not tough. I talked to him on Monday, he said, be tough.
I bet he's loving it right now.
Oh, yeah.
And tripping and falling on his own. And that was third down and short. And now might have a timeout to think this thing over. Missed field goals today of 36 and 42. It is fourth down when we come back with 1:29 to play.
Take a look at this last play. Sometimes the quarterback can get too close. Watch the feet. Their feet hit. That's why sometimes you'll see the quarterback kind of jumping to get out of the way of the runner. That time it cost him a first down.
Troy Nineberg has hit the last 2 extra points for Michigan. He's going to get a shot after the other kicker, Brabs, missed 2 field goals. Nineberg's kick. No, it's wide right. We asked Lloyd Carr the other day if it comes down to a kick, you don't have Hayden Epstein anymore. And he looked at me and he said, if it comes down to a kick, we're going to have enough confidence that our kicker can hit it. But they've missed 3, and that might have been the one that will cost him the ball game.
Rick's had a lot of good luck in this stadium and a lot of bad luck.
There's Brabs, who missed a couple earlier in the game. Nineberg just missed that one. So Michigan's come up empty from 42, 36, and 27 yards on field goal attempts.
Michigan's got 3 timeouts. Can stop the clock.
Washington leading by 1. All they're thinking about is holding on to the ball and getting a first down somehow. Alexis wrapped both hands around it and now tried to pop it outside. And there's Michigan's first timeout. Taken after Alexis got a couple.
You know, you go back to that trip, that quarterback exchange with Askew, tripping, you know, just little things like that. Just little things force you to have a place kicker that's never kicked in a ball game before come in and try and win it for you.
And Michigan down to 2 timeouts. Don't forget, coming up next, our holiday weekend bash presented by AT&T Wireless continues. Regional college football action. Then you'll see Virginia and Florida State, or the defending Big Ten champs Illinois battling Missouri. ABC Sports, the class of college football. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, and Lynn Swan, and our ABC crew here at the Big House, Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor. Perfect day. Bright blue skies, and those skies are starting to cloud over for Michigan fans if Washington can hang on. And I guess not pull an upset, although they came in the higher ranked team. But when you play in this place, I don't know how you're ever considered a favorite. Now Pickett almost tripped going back, and he swarmed under. And another quick timeout taken. Rumashek drops him and calls a timeout. So we're down to 1 timeout remaining for each team.
I like the fact that they're going to try and throw. I don't like the fact that he turns his back and he's trying to fool Rumashek, because this can happen right there. Now you're really backed up. You know, don't forget, Brad, as badly as the Michigan kickers have kicked for field goals and extra points, Washington's had trouble punting the ball.
I know.
And they're going to be punting out of their own end zone.
There's been nothing special about the special teams. 13.
Yeah, see, if you're going to throw, I don't mind throwing because you're probably not going to run. But if you're going to throw, don't try to trick them. Don't turn your back on a defensive end that might be fooled and may not be fooled. Just drop back and let your quarterback read. He's done a great job against a great defense all day long. Just let him drop back and throw it.
That's McLaughlin pacing the sideline. He just soon not handle another snap, I'll tell you that much. He's handling some would-be snaps on the sideline. So let's see what Washington does on a 3rd down and 17. They don't want to get too cute. Michigan's thinking about stripping the ball if they can or forcing the punt with another timeout. They'll play it straight up the middle. That's it. And here comes the last Michigan timeout.
Well, that's smart. You got to force Michigan to use their final timeout. If you're going to give it back to them, you got to force them to use their last timeout.
So a minute 8 remaining. I want to thank all the folks who helped bring you the ball game today. Our director of production is Mark Loomis. Our statistician, as always, Pat McGrath. Our spotter, Clint Deans. John Gloob is our computer operator. Computer stats, Andre Dawson. Ross Malloy and Tommy Hall, our assistants to the producer. Joe Caracone's our technical manager. Our production manager is Mike Heskett. Eric Postman's our associate producer. Our associate director, Steve Fennick. Randy Hargrove is our technical director. Steve Bime, our director today. Game's been produced by Bruce Clark. Coordinating producers, Bob Goodrich. Our senior producer of ABC Sports is Bob Times. The executive producer of ABC Sports is Howard Katz. We are down to 68 seconds left in a big football game, and it is still August. The last punt for McLaughlin went 20 yards when he had to run it a bit before he tried the soccer-style boot. He needs a clean snap. He hasn't had one all day. Gets one there. They were coming after him, and the punt is a knuckleball. Michigan's going to have it very close to midfield, although it takes a Husky bounce down to about the 41-yard line. 44-yard kick. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
He got it out of there. That's the thing. 57 seconds left. No timeouts. Now, how would you like to be the Michigan field goal kicker on the sideline? Either one of them.
I don't know. I'd pass, I think.
You got it out, and that's all we want. McLaughlin is a good kicker. There's on the other side some of the other kickers.
Now that punt didn't go very far, but watch the bounce. 5, 10, 15, almost 20. That's when the ball's bouncing your way at the 42-yard line. Only 27 seconds taken off the clock by the Huskies on that last possession. Navarre comes up throwing and got it out complete midfield to Butler and out of bounds. Remember, Butler's the guy that got him down close. He's had some big catches today.
2-minute offense. You work on this all the time. The things you want to do is if you can throw the down and outs and get out of bounds, that's fine. If you have to throw it down the middle of the field, you got to throw it for a first down, which stops the clock, allows you to get up and then down it real quickly.
Michigan at least 30 yards away from giving a field goal kicker an opportunity, you would think. Ball batted at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. And Kai Ellis, who's really just played a marvelous game defensively, again knocked down the pass. He has an interception, a sack. He's knocked down at least 2 passes. And he's been all over the field.
He's had an outstanding game.
Senior out of Kent, Washington.
And Bob, you just watch him as he comes in his pass rush. He actually is looking for the quarterback, waiting for that last moment, anticipating it, then going up. He just holds up his rush.
Smart player.
3rd down, but it's 2-down time for Michigan. With that in mind, they hand off inside, and Askew is level at midfield.
I don't know.
And now the clock will run.
You got no timeouts. I don't like that. You got to throw the ball.
And you got to throw. You can't spike it. They only got a down left.
Somebody's acting like they're hurt.
Well, that's Washington, so that would stop the clock. If it was Michigan, they wouldn't, or there'd be a penalty. Carruthers, the safety, is the guy that's down on the midfield stripe, and this is actually going to give Michigan an opportunity to kind of gather their thoughts. I know Rick right now saying, Greg, get up and get out of there.
Yeah, he didn't want that either. Sometimes guys will try to do that to run time off the clock, but it doesn't look like Carruthers did that.
Carruthers is a guy that hit Askew on that inside handoff on a 3rd down, and now it's 4th down and 2. So the ball game is right here with the ball exactly at midfield. Michigan trailing by a point. No timeouts left in 32 seconds. They need 2 yards or Washington's going to win. Navarre's in the shotgun. This pass means everything to the Wolverines. Full blitz. Pass complete. In and out of the hands, or is it a fumble? Michigan's covered it. They're going to say it was fumbled by Edwards.
It's a fumble, and it's a first down.
First down, Tyrese Butler, who got over there and covered his teammate's fumble.
Clock stops.
They move the chains. 26 seconds. Do you believe that play? 4 wideouts for Navarre. Still out of timeouts, but getting closer. Navarre to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Going deep. Lays it out there and overshot everybody. Tyrese Butler was the intended receiver.
Had single coverage. If he would have been a little bit shorter, Butler would have had a play on the ball.
Rock Alexander was covering, and we're down to 17 seconds left. Watch the play now. The throw is to Braylon Edwards. There's possession. There's the hit by Massey, and that is a fumble. And here comes Butler, and you talk about being smart and being awake.
That was close. All right, a sack would end the game here. You cannot have a sack.
Here they come. Navarre is in trouble. He got rid of it. Incomplete. He just got rid of it, or it would have been a sack. Anthony Kelly, number 47, was draped all over him, and we're down to 2 plays.
Tim Hundley, defensive coordinator for Washington, is sending them after him. They were dropping back in zones. That time they were putting pressure on Navarre.
And they're doing a good job, Bob, of staying in their lanes and totally collapsing their pocket. Here's where a defensive line, when they're putting the pressure on the quarterback, have to play as a unit. Nobody's got to freelance. Just collapse the pocket, make it tough on the quarterback.
If they throw a quick out here, and now Washington's going to take a timeout. 12 seconds, so everybody can gather their thoughts. As Lloyd Carr looks up at the scoreboard and the clock, that's all that remains. No timeouts, down a point, 12 seconds left. Today's Chevrolet players of the game. We could have had a lot of choices. Chris Perry of Michigan, his best day ever. 3 touchdowns, well over 100 yards on the ground. Rich Alexis, who had to bang away against that tough Michigan defense, he had a couple of touchdowns. And in recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. And might I add, it could have easily been a Marlon Jackson. It could have easily been a Kai Ellis. There were a lot of guys who played brilliantly today.
Cody Pickett.
Yep.
Had a great day.
And who knows, John Navarre might come up with one more big pass right here to make himself look pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, Robert, it's down to 12 seconds. The timeouts are over. If you get a deep out, let's say you pick up 12 or 15 yards, it's going to take about 7 seconds, and you would at least give your field goal kicker, though they haven't been good, a long crack. Or what do you do here?
Well, like you say, you got time for 2 plays. If you complete something in the middle of the field, it's going to take it down to about 7 or 6 seconds, and you get up there, you can down the ball, and then you got one more play, whether it's a field goal or what. But the real costly play was the 3rd down play, the 3rd down run.
So here's 3rd down again. Again, Washington shows as though they're going to bring it all. They do bring it from the corner. Navarre's in trouble. Steps up. Flags are down. Deep middle, incomplete. Now is there a holding call? Because that flag came from way back in the secondary.
There's 2 flags in the secondary. 3 flags in the secondary.
I was thinking, would they try to go to Benny Joppru, the tight end, down the middle, and he was trying to work his way out there. I don't know if he was held or not, to be honest with you, but Dennis Lipsky will tell us.
There were 12 players on the defense. Illegal participation. 15-yard penalty.
Wow.
15 yard. Do they put the time back on the clock? Yeah, we won't count them up, but there's 12 of them out there.
And they were trying to go deep down the middle. The flags came in, and Navarre already had his offense wisely at the line of scrimmage. He was ready to snap it and down it right there. He forgot about they have to walk off 15 now.
Now how long is the field goal?
It's about 44 right now.
27 and 17 would be 44 yards.
With 6 seconds left.
He's going to try a quick out up the top of the screen.
No, he's just going to spike it.
Yeah, stop the clock.
Okay, well, it all comes down to guys that haven't played. Isn't that amazing? Philip Rabs has missed from 36 and 42. And he gets a hug from one of his wide receivers there. Ronald Bellamy just kind of gave him a pat and said, hey, don't worry about the first 2. It's the third time that's a charm. 5 seconds left in the football game. If he misses it, 9th-ranked Washington gets out of the big house with a big win. If he hits it, he is a hero in Michigan for years to come. Grabs from 44 for the Michigan win. Kick on the way. He might have it. He's got it. Michigan wins.
Unbelievable.
The third time is indeed the charm. Somewhere in that mass of Wolverine is Philip Grabs, a junior out of Midland, Michigan, who's become a cult hero in Ann Arbor in 5 seconds. What a finish. Let's go down to Swanee.
Lloyd, I would gather you're going to look at this tape. You're going to find a lot of things you want to correct, but the final line is you dodged a bullet and your kicker came through.
Len, this is a special group of kids, and all the credit is to them. And you know what a kid went through missing 2 field goals and coming back on there at the end. I mean, this is what football, the dreams that every kid has of making a play on the last period of the game. But I'm proud of this football team, I'll tell you that.
Before you got down for the field goal kick, had you already decided which guy was going to get the opportunity to kick?
Well, I figured it was going to be a long field goal, and Philip Grabs is the best long field goal kicker we got.
Well, another big game for Michigan. One more brick in the house.
One more brick in the house. Thanks, Glenn.
A tough coach, a big smile, but a finish like that is almost enough to make a grown coach cry.
It's just too bad there has to be a loser here today.
You got that, partner.
Watch the College Tour tonight at 7:30 here on Channel 7.